Hey, what's up? Looks like you got some people in here who just popped in. Just getting a couple more things squared away here. Yeah, we're going to be talking about women in corporate America, and I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but how that affects the male and female dynamic, and is kind of towards the detriment of all of us in a sense. And it just masculizes, makes women more masculine, and it it gives corporate America the ability to have more power over us as a people. When it was just men, it really wasn't that way. So I'm just gonna turn on one light. Yeah, feel free to join, C Grip. I just gotta turn on my outside lights and I'll begin the show here. Yeah, it's easier when it's outside. Okay, let me pause this here. And we'll go to a few news stories here.
Sit down for this next statistic about who's employed in America and who's not. Since January, for every man who entered the workforce, 4 women left it. This year alone, here are the numbers: 44,000 men got jobs, while 212,000 women stopped working or looking for work.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about this a bit. This is not really a bad thing. You know, women have always worked and they have plenty of opportunities to contribute, but it's almost more powerful if they do it through not directly monetary means. So a lot of that does mean, childcare, cooking, cleaning, doing all those things that are the background work. And that's not to diminish that contribution, because it's actually better for everybody, because then they are not a wage slave who they just simply tax more, and you're on these corporations own so much, and when they had less women in the workforce, they have less power over those people. They have power over the male dollar, but it really is making women too masculine, too much, where they need to be. I need to be on my hustle and my grind and all that. That's a man thing. That's a man thing. Women can do it a little bit, but ultimately it's kind of a bit of a distraction where they're trying to, get the luxury apartment, get the corner corporate office and all that. I think when they're going to look back on their life, they're going to say, geez, I wish I had just lived in more peace. Because if a woman is in a, um if a woman is in a corporate job 8 hours a day and so is the man, how is she supposed to help make peace for him at home? And it's, I don't blame them that they can't make it peaceful, because they're working hard. They have to like step into being in the shoes of a man. Like, we don't really want women, or I don't really want it, to the point where they need to have the masculine burden of performance and like be a producer and um just worry about all this materialism stuff. It's kind of hurting them. So we're gonna watch this video, and we'll let the subject flow a little bit.
Percentage of working mothers with young children has dropped every single month since January, according to an analysis by the university.
The most important work that they can do is interacting directly with their children. The most important, rewarding, foundational, and it's so important. It's so you can't really buy it, and that's part of what my point is here, is that we need to stop just making everything about money here, because they're just saying, oh, we need to work for money. Yes, this is true, but before, when all the women weren't in the workforce as much, we were a little bit less of a semi-slave based system, because that's kind of what we're in now. We have no independence outside of a corporate system in a lot of ways.
Of Kansas. While female employment had been declining for decades, employment for mothers actually soared post-pandemic, thanks in part to work-from-home flexibility. But that upward trend started to reverse this past January. So what changed? For starters, as you might be thinking, many employers, including the federal government, started rolling back work-from-home policies. And there's been a jump this year in the number of Fortune 500 companies requiring staff to return to the office. And listen to this, in more than 3/4 of the country, the average price of childcare for an infant is now higher than in-state college tuition. As they say, the math just ain't mathin'.
And the quality of the daycares and stuff is trash. It's not good quality. Okay, it's not really good. It was better with the older way, where you go with your local neighborhood and stuff, and you can see the kids that are there. You know everybody and things like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's where women brought a lot of value, but it wasn't necessarily exactly a dollar amount. A lot of the women do a lot of the behind the scenes things, like when they say behind every successful man is like a woman helping him or whatever. That stuff is really important, and that goes away if they also have to clock in and be a wage slave as well. Then we're all under that. So that's why it's harder for them to be a good mom and all that, because they're burnt out from working too much. Did they leave the man? Yeah, that's its own. We're not really discussing that in this. Like, it is a factor, but just the work world, the work culture, you got to hustle, you got to grind, you just got to put in more hours. It's like, it's a hamster wheel.
The way the United
States, it's a hamster wheel for fiat currency as well. That pisses me off.
States is the only country with an advanced economy where the share of women in the workforce is declining, not growing. So here to talk about all of this is the person who analyzed this data, Misty Hegenis from the University of Kansas, who, by the way, again, served as principal economist at the Census Bureau previously. Professor, thank you so much.
Census Bureau is trash. It's kind of like socialism trash. I've seen them work before. They don't really even do much. They could be replaced probably by AI.
For joining us. So what's happened here? I mean, I remember during the pandemic, so many mothers felt like, finally, I can try to make this work. Has the work from home changed? And now that people have to go back in the office, has that made women reevaluate their priorities?
Yeah, thanks, Adriana, for having me. I think there's a lot of policy shifts that have happened in the labor market since January. We have seen a really strong effort on return to office led by the federal government, but other large private businesses have fallen in suit. The reduction in force of the federal government has also had an impact. Mothers and caregivers tend to, there's lots of research showing that they're willing to forego earnings for other benefits like flexibility, and government jobs tend to be flexible. And so these type of efforts have
because they don't do any work and they suck at their job, and they're fake jobs, a ton of these government jobs. They're not really getting it done. Are we rebuilding the Baltimore Bridge? Are we on top of any of this Somali fraud or any of the fraud that we see like in every goddamn state, even next to me in the state of Maine? Are we prosecuting those people or doing anything about it? Absolutely not. It's just those are gravy train jobs. You can't really get fired from them. So the bullshit jobs are another aspect to this. It's like kind of a meaningless job that you'd have no masculine burden of performance or no productivity markers or anything. You're just kind of there.
Proportionately affected women and in particular mothers.
Is that why you took up this effort? I'm interested in what.
No, Brian, it's reap what they hoe.
Inspired you to do the analysis in the first place, and then once you did it, how surprised you were with the results, and whether there are particular subsets of women or jobs that are affected.
Yeah, Liberty. This is basically what I'm trying to bring it back to, is showing how this is throwing us off balance. They have this in like Korea and other places as well, where the women are just burned out so much. Everyone's burned out. Everyone's burned out. Everyone's working way too much, and we don't really have that much to show for it. So this is just feeding that system more.
Yeah, so a great question. During the pandemic, I, on the evenings and the weekends, had been crunching the numbers for parents, in particular mothers, because there was a lot of news reporting about labor force participation of women going down and then tying that to childcare. And when I looked at the numbers disaggregated by not only gender, but also parenthood, mothers were actually doing pretty well during the pandemic in terms of labor force participation. And the reason was because of that flexibility. And so back at it again, looking at the numbers now since January, since we've had a lot of shifts.
And why do they want that flexibility? So they can take care of their kids, their pets, they can, do the doctor's appointments, do all that type of stuff. That is actually very valuable.
In policies related to flexibility, which we know from research disproportionately affects mothers.
So Misty, I was struck by a quote that you gave the Washington Post on this subject, where you liken this moment to the part of the movie in Barbie where Ken takes over Barbie Land. Can you explain that comparison?
Yeah, so, when I look at what's going on right now,
And this is like that's a complete Disney brain retarded analogy, probably. And again, this is her like job at the Census Bureau. You figured she'd come up with something a little bit better.
I feel like we're living.
Well, let's hear it out. I haven't seen the movie.
In a Kenergy economy, in the sense that we've got a lot of leaders who are really pounding their chest, really Ken-like, as in the movie Barbie. We've got a Mojo Dojo, Casa, White House, if you will, at least, January and February, there's a lot of that going on. That type of activity and effort really isn't sustainable long-term. So one of the things that I keep on telling myself is, just as in the movie Barbie, some of these Kenergy vibes are probably going to dissipate relatively quickly. It's not long-term solutions to the everyday lives of actual people and how we work in society.
All right, Misty, thank you so much for bringing attention to this. We appreciate it, Professor. That was today's By the Way. And by the way, the professor's book, Swiftynomics, How Women Mastermind.
Oh my God.
Is available for pre-order.
We have Disney brain in this country. That's another part of it. We have Disney brain, childlike brains that just live in a fantasy about everything. That's why you wonder why we're like 38 trillion in debt, because we're just doing retarded stuff like this.
Now.
Oops. That's not what I want to go to. Let's watch right here.
It's quite obvious. It's like at 9. What's the relative importance of career and motherhood in a typical woman's life? I'm 55, and I've been working with men and women my entire life, and I've watched this. And it's quite obvious. It's like at 19, it's all career. By 30, that's just not the case. It's not the case. I don't know if I've seen a single woman who I didn't think had a psychological problem, who hadn't seriously flipped in their attitude towards the balance of family and career by the time they were 30. And then you see lots of women who at 40 haven't had kids and perhaps wanted to, and that's not a pleasant situation.
But corporate America drives a lot of this. It's corporate America that helps. It's the consumerism and corporate America that help this go hand in hand. So you just become vapid, want, new shoes, new bullshit all the time, trips, vacations, and all that. And then, you're just working on the hamster wheel for it when you didn't really like build a family, do a lot of those things. You put it off for so long because you're just, so much of us in this country are just chasing a dangling carrot constantly to produce and just produce for people who skim off of that money. So like, I'm kind of proposing it, if we're kind of taking some women more out of the workplace, does that mean we need to support them more? Yeah, but they can come up with other ways to start offsetting that.
It's talking to
like, growing some food, growing a vegetable garden. You know what I mean? If you start growing your own garden and have your own food, you're actually going to save a lot on food. And that's a lot of work. That's something that they can produce and be more productive and be more of a nurturer and help the family unit, help health, help things like that. We need to start doing that, men too. But I feel like this is a place where women need to retreat from the corporate America and the girl boss image and go back to a little bit more of the homemaker image. And it should be less stress for them too.
a woman who is about 39, a professional woman, attractive, well put together, competent, well educated, successful in her profession, unmarried, in a relationship with an older guy, but unmarried, and desperate.
Well, they use the baby as a way to quit
said
Liberty
no one ever
Caps.
talked to her about the fact that she'd actually want to have a family or encouraged her to think about doing that. It was as if it wasn't within the realm of possibility that one of the things that she might have the ambition to do would be to be a mother. And that's just not acceptable. And it was like she woke up in her late 30s and thought, well, the first thing she thought was, this profession of mine is actually nowhere near as comprehensively fulfilling as the advertisements claimed.
Exactly.
Which is something that virtually everyone discovers as they move forward in their professional career. No, I mean, the reason that you get paid generally for your work is because you're doing something that you wouldn't choose to do if you weren't being paid for it. And so the idea that your career is going to be the fundamental source of your fulfillment is true for a very tiny minority of people. And even with them, it's complicated. So she was tearful and upset about the fact that it took her so long to discover that there were other important dimensions to life, and that motherhood turns out to be, well, how many things do you do in your life that are fundamental, right? You have a career and your education, so that would be part of your career development. That's part of what makes you generally useful in society, and perhaps a place that you find some meaning and purpose. You have your friends.
So the lie, the corporate America lie and stuff for some of these women, it's just like it goes along with college too. So you graduate school. Well, I need a really good job. I need a really good corporate job that's going to give me benefits. It's going to give me health insurance benefits for the terrible health insurance that probably makes you worse. But I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't have health insurance. So we got to make sure that you go to college. And when you go to college, you become a degenerate. Then when you get out of college, you get kind of a decent job, but you're in debt. But, you want to take vacations and do all that. So you put off having the kids, having the family, valuing things like that. They don't see where they can add value without the money aspect of it. So Liberty Caps makes a good point here. Growing up, grandma put a garden in every year. She canned like mad, lived through the Depression. It was wonderful. We need to get back to some of these softer skills, both men and women. But I think it's a place, a little bit more of a realm where women can do it more. Stay home, homeschool your kid, garden, cook all your meals. Try to get off these. You shouldn't need an anti-anxiety medication to be going, to live, and antidepressants and all these pills. That's why they're taking them, to exist in these corporate structures. It's not good for you to go into an office under fluorescent lights for 8 hours a day and stuff. It's just not good. And sit in traffic and do all that. That's, for men, it's a little bit different. We're more built to handle some of those rigors. But for women, they can really dial it back and retreat from the corporate America, retreat from the corporate greed. Have, even if you live in an apartment, there's a lot more things that you can kind of do that are not necessarily just equated to money, but that's kind of what we need to start to modify a little bit. And I think they're going to find a little bit more happiness from that than just getting the next raise, because when they're getting the raises and all this money, we're not all prospering more. We're actually kind of becoming more in debt. So the more we're working, kind of the more we're going in debt, and the more we need to consume to fill the void that the overworking has created. For women, again, this is mostly geared toward women.
You have your family, like your parents and your siblings and so forth. You have your kids. You have your relationship. That's it. There's 4 things. Now, you can expand that to some degree. You can have, maybe you're creative and you make good use of your personal time. There's other factors that aren't trivial, but those 4 things are canonically important. You miss one of them, and you're going to pay for it. And so our society needs to rethink our relative valuation of career versus motherhood. So we don't know how to solve this problem, but we could at least have an intelligent discussion.
And that's men and women need to think that over.
About it. And we could start by admitting that the idea that most 19-year-old women are fed, which is that their career will be the primary purpose of their life, is actually a lie.
Exactly. That's what I just was saying. It's a lie by these, most people are sheep, so they buy the lie of, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, go to college and then you get the corporate job. And it's like, a lot of these corporate jobs, you're just working for like an insurance company, a health insurance company, working for like Eric Thompson to deny people the surgery that they need, so you can get your shitty health insurance and maintain yours. Like half of why people do these jobs is for the fucking insurance. Guess what? The insurance people fuck with you. They're not going to help you. They're going to let you to die. When your house burns down, they're not really going to help you out. But people are so scared to not have insurance because they're not self-sufficient at all. And it's mostly just fear-based.
Mothers with young children in America are leaving the workforce, erasing gains made after the COVID-19 pandemic when working remotely became more common. Economics correspondent Paul Salmon reports on the impact.
Here, I'll put it up.
Nicoletta Barbera always saw herself as a working mother. She and husband Stephen worked for the U.S. Institute of Peace, funded by Congress, while raising 2 sons in Washington, D.C. Until March.
Overnight, and with barely any warning, almost the entirety of the workforce of the United States Institute of Peace was laid off, kind of en masse.
Doged, including both Barbera and her husband.
The rug was really kind of taken out from under us, because we not only went from 2 incomes to 0 incomes, we went from having a family health insurance policy for us and our 2 young children to no health insurance.
Even moms who haven't been axed are leaving their jobs, especially in the back-to-the-office federal government.
Those positions are predominantly held by women, and in particular, women with children, who often are willing to forego wages in the private sector for more flexible work environments that historically the federal government has provided.
Pick one that you could eat.
But now the share of working mothers with children under 5 is falling, says economist Misty Hegenes.
We've seen this perpetual decline in mothers' labor force participation. the first half of 2025, it shrunk by 3 percentage points.
A lot of good stuff.
In the pandemic era, remote flex time schedules helped push women's participation up to a record 78%. Once the flexibility vanished, however,
it was either going to be my kids or it was going to be my work. And I chose my kids.
Good.
A braid or a bubble braid.
Mom of 4 Casey Paleo juggled her job, an accountant for the New York Giants.
But this is what she should be doing, is stuff like this. And interacting with her kids, hands-on with her kids, homeschooling her kids, policing your kids. That's really what you got to be doing right now. Policing your kids, making sure they're not looking at junk on the internet. If you're not hands-on involved with them and basically homeschooling them at this point, you're kind of cooked. You're asking for a lot of trouble. And we need to start doing that and start doing things of our own means so we don't just rely on these companies and insurance.
And kid care when she worked from home. Then
my employer was calling for everyone to return to the office. So that was really like the final straw for me. That was like the breaking point where I knew like I couldn't do that. Working 9 to 6 in an office with no days from home. If school was closed, who was going to stay home with my kids? If she had to be picked up because she was sick, I was going to be the one to leave work to go get her. Like something had to give.
She's now a stay-at-home mom.
I felt like forced, and in the position I was in, there was no other option.
You're gonna smush that one? Okay.
Same for Jennifer Arenas Cardenas, who depended on flex time to balance her job as a school psychologist with the needs of 3-year-old twins and a new baby. But last school year,
I was told to come at a certain time, to leave at a certain time, whereas in years past, as long as I did my job within the hours that I was there, I wasn't really given too much grief over it.
Arenas Cardenas loved her work, wanted to stay, but she says,
trying to manage work expectations, trying to manage home life with twins and a new baby, I came to a point where it was unmanageable.
Could you not have put the kids in infant care or something like that?
If we were to go that route, then my entire take-home paycheck would be going into their childcare.
And so you just figured if it's going to be a wash financially, better that you be the parent than somebody else?
Yes, exactly. It's going to eat up my entire paycheck, then I might as well just stay home with the kids.
Made sense for her family, but it wasn't necessarily better for her clients.
When I was able to do video calls with families or call outside of a typical school schedule, it worked out a lot better for families. I was able to accommodate them and meet them where they were at. Let's say if a mom got off of work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I didn't have to make her come to the school at 3:30. I could accommodate my schedule to meet that family with where they were at.
Why do you think your school and other places, of course, eliminated hybrid work if there was an advantage to the people they were serving?
I think there's this misconception that if you can't see your employees and what they're doing, that they're not doing the job, and that you have to.
Well, that's often very true, though. That's often very true. A lot of times they actually are not doing it, and they're screwing off and doing all this other stuff. That's why a lot of people do want to work from home. I know people that work from home, they have one computer on one job, and they got another computer, fully separate computer, and they're working another remote job. As long as they don't have a conflicting meeting, they can, double dip on the stuff. So that's why they don't like it.
Be there at a certain time within an office, within a desk. And if you're doing that, you're productive.
There are real costs to the mothers like Arenas Cardenas who've left or lost their jobs, says economist Heganis.
Let me say one other thing, too. If she has to go to work and these kids are around nug or just, these bad daycares and stuff like that, or just things she's not aware of. Let's say they're 9 years old at a daycare and somehow one of them gets a cell phone and they're showing, pornography to all the other kids. That's how this type of stuff starts. They're not there. So I'm not saying they need to be a helicopter parent, but you can't control those variables. That one thing or one bad incident could cost 40, that has a cost attached to it that you don't really kind of see till later.
Back from the labor force, it's not only something that affects you today, it is something that ripples throughout your entire lifetime earnings trajectory.
And there are broader effects beyond the mothers themselves.
I'm not contributing to the economy. I'm not receiving a salary. I'm not able to pay taxes as I have been consistently for the last 20 years of my life.
She shouldn't really care. This is what I'm trying to say. She shouldn't really care about that. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. It's nice that she does kind of care about it, but like you should be caring about the thing, what's more valuable if she's a mother of 4 or help that other mother of 4. What if she raises 4 good producers? She's quadrupled her impact for later on. It's not like they're going to, a lot of these women guys are not, it's not like they're going to make some like $1 billion business, or they're not really being like entrepreneurs out there. They're just kind of working a menial semi-wage slave job. And that's kind of killing their creativity. It's killing their flexibility, their ability to, I don't know, just go outside, things like that. Let's see. No shame in. Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, what are you worried about all that contributing to the economy? Our economy's kind of cooked. We're in 38 trillion of debt. We have all these problems. Everyone's in credit card debt and all that. Like this is the time to actually, for her to not care about the economy and go the other way. Radically go the other way. To say, hey, I don't even want to, I'm going to do things where I don't even like need to have money. I'm going to start growing my own food. I'm going to get my kids healthy so I can be comfortable not really even being on health insurance. I'm going to give my kids healthy food, homeschool, and let them play outside so they're not like, sitting in a classroom on Adderall learning to cut their junk off, 8 hours a day in a school where they're dumbed down, they can't read. That they need to start doing those things. Those are an intangible value that then creates the real world value. You know what I mean? I want to make a good, well-behaved kid. That's the most meaningful work that they can do, and it's not necessarily something that has a dollar value attached to it. And that's kind of what they kind of need to see.
Life. And so when you're taking that and you're taking many thousands of mothers who are,
we don't need to pay more taxes to Israel. You're okay, sweetheart. We don't need to pay more to them. I'm not worried about that for you. You should be like knitting, cooking, growing food. You can still do things online and stuff, but like those are so much more important.
Going through this, it's going to create a ripple effect.
Last year, women only earned an average of 81% what men did, despite now making up the bulk of the college-educated workforce. The motherhood penalty hasn't gone anywhere.
What happens is as soon as they have children, you see women's earnings decrease.
I just want to point out one thing. They like a lot of art like that. You notice a lot of women like art like that, shampoo bottles shaped like that and whatnot.
What happens is as soon as they have children, you see women's earnings decrease significantly that first year or so, and then she never recovers. She never gets back onto the trajectory that she was before having children.
I've applied to over 140 jobs since early April and have not had success yet.
Nicoletta Barbera is technically still part of the labor force, since she's looking for work and technically unemployed.
Yeah, I don't want it to go to an extreme like that,
or
Liberty.
At other organizations that hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people, just like me, are applying to these jobs.
And it's especially bad being in the D.C. area, rife with federal job cuts.
I have a lot of pressure and stress and feel a sense of urgency to provide for these children. I'm applying to jobs that are several positions below what I would normally be applying to, maybe even taking a 50% pay cut from what I was being paid earlier. But even so, I'm not having success at finding a job.
Some jobs she doesn't even apply for.
Where I assume
So create value in other ways at home. Like here's another thing too. It's not like just create your own business then. Create your own side business, do something else like that. We need to stop relying on external people giving us work and credits to live. We need to make our own systems more. And a lot of that begins in the home. A lot of it does.
Won't be selected for
the home, your yard, your property. You know, get chickens. You know, start selling eggs. Start doing shit like that. Sell your jewelry.
Certain type of position because of my age or the fact that I'm a mother of 2 young children. I self-select myself out of positions where maybe a man wouldn't do that.
Arenas Cardenas chose to leave, but she'd love to be back working her old job.
Even in my hometown here in Arizona, there's multiple school agencies throughout town who are looking for school psychologists. And I'm sure that there's multiple school psychologists just like myself who are kind of in the same boat.
Casey Palayo intends to be a full-time mom for the foreseeable future.
I thought I would be able to have my flourishing career and be this amazing mom.
You can't do both of those things, really. Most people can't. And what's wrong with just being a mom, being a good full-time mom and a good wife to your husband? That really can create a lot of value to help him go out and succeed too. You can get the career later in life, but notice, I want you guys to notice this. They want the career to come to them in a way. They're not out there creating a product, creating a service, doing something like that. They just want some corporate job where they're like, I'm a marketer for this. Like that's the type of job that it's going to kind of be. They're not really doing meaningful work outside of, I guess, nursing and stuff, perhaps, or elderly care, things like that. But a lot of them, they're not really doing meaningful work. You're just kind of like clocking in a government job or something like that. A school psychologist, like, the kids are cooked. She probably would make it worse.
Wasn't able to do that.
Wasn't able to do it, which figures to have economic repercussions for her and perhaps for us all.
You could do show and share.
And PBS NewsHour, Paul Salman.
Carry your backpacks to the front.
And that should be full time, dealing with those little rugrats. Definitely. So now I want to go to this guy right here. Because in America, guys, we're going to kind of see that we're owned by corporate overlords and stuff a bit here. And like, it's just going to, unless we start correcting that problem, it's just going to keep, the ship is headed, you know, we're driving off a cliff here.
You understand me? The whole country would be foreclosed upon. The whole country would be auctioned off. Can you just imagine, Uncle Sam, when the repo man comes, talking about, you can't do this to me. Do you know who I am? Yes, it can happen to you. It can happen to you, and it is happening to you. You understand? Your elites have burned through your empire like crepe paper. Yes, there's no such thing as Team America. There isn't. There never has been. They make you think it's a team, but they don't act like it's a team. It's a team in the same way that you have a team of dogs pulling a sled. That's the kind of team it is. It's a chain gang team. You're a fool if you think there's anything called Team America, if there's any Team America. The American people thought they were on the team, and they're the first ones to be sacrificed. And then the politicians thought that they were on the team, and they got sacrificed too. Every single one of you gets fed through that machine. Every single one of you gets fed through that extraction vacuum machine that you have used to ransack the whole world. And all the time thinking that that ransacking and thinking that all of that pillage was all being done for you. All that time thinking that you were wreaking havoc in the global South, extracting other people's resources, other people's natural wealth, stealing and looting and enslaving people. You thought it was all being done for Bob and Linda in the suburbs. You thought that the colonial imperial monster of America was in service to you and to your comfort and to your convenience. You thought that the whole world was being subjugated to be your footstool, Team America. You understand? And you got fat and you got lazy and illiterate and unskilled and complacent and over-entertained and self-indulgent and stupid. And you thought that the carnage machine would just keep feeding you and never feed upon you because Team America. No, you never understood how any of this works in reality or why.
We go this one right here. This is what I wanted to go to. Oops,
Reporter
sorry.
about the high numbers of as a new mom at the start of the pandemic. I was writing as a business reporter about the high numbers of women who were being forced out of the workforce, millions of them. And I thought to myself, well, this is interesting. And so as a purely data.
Are they forced out of the workforce if they're essential? No, you're forced out because you're not essential. You probably didn't need to be there. You thought you needed to be there. You like playing the part to be there. But you probably don't need to be there. That's why you're forced out, because you could, we can deadwood you.
Driven question. I wondered how many women in those millions of women being quote unquote forced out were actually making a conscious choice because they suddenly were in a position where they were being exposed to what life might be like being home with their kids. This was a story about a very specific subgenre of women deciding to step away. There has been an uptick since the pandemic in women identifying as stay-at-home moms, in the number of women identifying as working part-time from home. Female leaders, mothers and non-mothers, were leaving their companies at sort of record rates. So all of the sort of post-pandemic data was bearing out this idea that all of the flexibility, the remote work, people moving away, having more time with your kids, all of it kind of came together in this stew to have, I would say all of us, and especially women, sort of recalibrate.
Why is it a stew? Because they're cooked. Oh!
Our priorities.
Izzy, thank you so much for joining us. I have to confess, as the mother of 4 children who has juggled careers for the last however many years, this is a subject that is dear to my own heart. You have spoken to women who were doing well professionally, who were kind of thriving professionally, but still made the decision to step away. What did you hear from them about why they were making that decision and why?
Another thing too, if these women have a corporate job and they have a male boss, they almost respect that male boss almost as much as their husband, because they need to, because that's who that male boss is, almost kind of a provider for them too. So it throws off the dynamic at home when it's that, important of a job to them. They really need to step back a little bit and do the homesteading, the gardening, make clothes, learn to be crafty, get chickens, do all these other things. So you have independence.
Now,
these were women who were making
and homeschool your kids. Like that's enough stuff to do. If you homeschool your kids, that's almost as good as a private school. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty good, and it's almost free.
An affirmative choice for themselves, right? There are so many other stories that could be told of women who have no choice, right? They either cannot afford childcare because it is wildly expensive, and
it's garbage. The kids are cooked from this bad daycare.
They are among the many, many layoffs that we're seeing disproportionately impact women. This was not that story. This was a story about women who had reached a certain level of success in their careers and looked around and said, I actually can do this, and I want to do this. I want to step away to spend time with my child. I want to step away to start my own consultancy and be my own boss. These were women who were making very conscious choices for themselves, and I think bucking the narrative that when women leave the workforce, it is always something that happens to them.
So when I started researching the whole issue of women in business back in 2008, I remember coming across a study showing that there were more professional women leaving the workforce than there were joining it for the first time in American history. And I was wondering when I read your piece, part of me kind of thought, oh God, here we go again. This is just a kind of cyclical thing where every sort of 10, 15 years, women decide, okay, we've had enough. We stick it out. We try and make it work. We can't make it work. We're one Sunday evening's tears away from quitting. And so we're taking preemptive action and leaving on our own terms. Does it suggest that we just, however long it takes, we just can't get this right? We can't get the I hate the word work-life balance, but we can't figure out how to allow professional women to work and have children at the same time in a way that is
You don't. That's what you do. You don't.
satisfying and
It shouldn't be a question. Kids come first. Period.
harmonious for everybody.
Put your ego aside and just be a mom.
Yeah, I think there's absolutely something to that. Though I will go back to the point that, for a lot of these women, it wasn't necessarily that they didn't feel like they could make it work, right? I spoke with a woman who said, if there is such a thing as having it all, I had it. I spoke with another woman who, she had the means to have nannies, and people would say, well, just get another nanny. And it will always stick with me. She said, I don't want another nanny. I want my moments, right? There is no work-life balance.
And this is how cooked we are that women that we're having to even like say things like that. Our grandmother's generation and stuff like that, they wouldn't really even be arguing with this. It's very strange.
Is going to give you all of your time with your kids if that's what you want. And some of these women, to be honest with you, in my story are not mothers. They were leaving the workforce for other things. They were leaving for other priorities. Did any of
Well,
them
probably to be hoes. Let me just show you one other thing here. Because this is related to it. This is really related to it.
A health alert, a headline we first saw in the Wall Street Journal, asking why more women in middle age are turning to antidepressants than ever before. Our ABC News chief medical correspondent Dr. Ashton's here, going to break it down. So
they're trying to be a boss girl. They're doing it to numb the pain of these corporate jobs that have no meaning, that are not healthy for them.
This is startling.
When you're on the hamster wheel, the antidepressants help numb it.
According to the CDC, approximately 1 in 5 women between the ages of 40 to 59 and 1 in just 4 women over 50 are turning to antidepressants. That's compared with
1 in 10 women between the ages of 18 and 39. I bet it's probably higher than that. 1 in 5 women between the ages of 40 and 59, and 1 in 4 women over 60. Wow. Guys, these are drugs they take every day to live in the matrix that we live in, to numb it down, to numb it. And they probably actually take this and they drink.
One in 10 women between 18 and 39 using this kind of medicine. Why is this happening?
Well, the short answer is we don't know, Robin, but the first step is making this observation. The second step is talking about
Yeah, we do. We know a lot of reasons why.
it, which is why I'm so glad.
Feminism, the lie of feminism, burning out from work, having no money, having no man. Well, having no man and then having no money. No meaning or purpose, no hobbies. You're nasty to other women are nasty to you, you're nasty to men. You're out of shape, you're fat, you're unhealthy, you're eating GMO poison food. We know all the reasons why.
We're having this conversation, but yes, there definitely seems to be some differences in the rates of depression in women versus men, and as women age, whether that's a hormonal contribution as women get to menopause, or just more lived life experiences, life stressors, world events.
More lived life experiences. No, that's more lived life regret. If you have more lived life experiences, you would be garnering wisdom from that. in making things easier for yourself or learning from your mistake. They're having more regret because they were just trying to work the corporate job and be a boss chick. To what? Get a Mercedes C-Class piece of trash that you have a lease on, and that's a gun to your head?
Things that we've all been through, we don't know, but those numbers absolutely jaw-dropping when you see how common this is.
And of course, there's concern. You don't want to overprescribe this type of drug. So who are they really intended for?
Well, I think that's the key. When people hear this, they tend to go all to one extreme or another. It's not all bad or all good. For the right person,
Exactly.
antidepressants for a certain period of time or even a prolonged period of time can be incredibly beneficial. They can help with a depressed mood.
The corporate, so women have always been in corporate offices to certain degrees and stuff like that, but now it's much more common, and that's going to coincide, you know, with all this stuff in a graph. It's going to be parallel to it. You know what I mean? These guys, a lot of times work sucks. That's why I'm saying I don't think that they should be doing it. They should be, you know, doing other things. It's not saying they can't work or they shouldn't work, but they should just have a part-time job with not a lot of responsibility and the masculine burden of performance. We're trying to like half give them the masculine burden of performance, and it's turning them into kind of like men. It's throwing them off, and it's messing up their body, their mind, their outlook. You know, they're taking meds for it. They're drinking more, smoking more, vaping more. You know, it's a higher stress lifestyle.
They can help with a loss of interest in daily activities and activities that previously used to give joy or pleasure to someone, and they can restore the sleeping, eating routines that are so often disrupted in people and women who suffer from depression, but they can also have risks. So those need to be discussed with the patient before you write that prescription.
Signs for depression.
I think we all need to recognize this, Robin, because they are subtle, but then when they're happening to you, they don't feel so subtle. So chronic sadness, what we call somatic effects of depression, which is physical pain, headache, body aches, where you can't find another attributable cause, change in...
No, she's wrong. Well, she's right, but she's also wrong. Psychosomatic. That means the mind psycho affects the body, soma, psychosomatic illness. Why? Because you're going to a meaningless bullshit job that you lie to yourself that's important. You're giving yourself all this stress. You have your own, you're trying to have your own house by yourself as a woman that you don't know how to take care of. You're up to your eyeballs in debt for the house, for student debt, for the loan, for like 70 types of insurance. You don't have a man, so you're partying all the time. And on these prescription drugs, that's where these come in. They're like, oh, well, you know, this will make you not worry about your credit card debt as much. Just take this pill. Just take this pill. This will make you not worry about yourself. Your hair falling out because you're so stressed out. Are you shitting a little bit of blood? Don't worry about that. That's just a side effect from the other medication that you take, and I know it stresses you, so we're going to add in some Klonopin to that one. They're lying to you a little bit. The outside world is making your body do that. The lifestyle is making you do that. It's a lifestyle thing. A ton of it is a lifestyle thing.
Sleeping and eating habits are big, and anxiety coming from depression. There is no shame in the game. Speak up, get help.
Thank you for saying.
She means get medicine. She means take pharmaceuticals. That's what she means.
That no shame in the game. Speak up. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. See you on
What the fuck does that even mean? No shame in the game. See, some of these people are just complete shit. She's probably this chick right here is probably a big pharma 304. She, you know, back in her heyday when she was hotter, you know, she was banging doctors and doing all this stuff. That's who she is. Just a shill.
GMA3 a little bit later.
Just a pill shill.
Hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts.
Shut up. Let's go back to this.
Feel complicated about it. particularly given this moment that we're in where,
No.
you know, we're hearing more about the trad wife aesthetic. There's a push against DEI initiatives. Did any of them feel
Absolutely
that
not,
actually
Memphis. Absolutely not.
this, for them personally, this was the right time to
So yeah, Memphis. This is a good point. Again, half of the reason that women want these corporate jobs is for the quote health insurance. Why do they want the health insurance? So they can go to therapy and all this other stuff from that which the job is creating, and the fear of not having the insurance. That's like half of it right there. So if we had like real like universal health care that was good, which we could have, a lot of these women would say like, I don't want to go work and do all that bullshit. I have basically a lot of my needs met. You know, I can just work a small part-time job and I'll probably be okay. So that like, but the therapy, the cost of the therapy, let's say it's $300 for an hour, the therapist, the cost of the therapy does not replace it with the energy of that which it took to make it happen, basically. Yeah. And now from our sponsor, Pfizer. Yep. Here we go.
step back or step away from a career or dial down, but that for women writ large.
I should have done this stream on insurances, because maybe I'll pivot the stream for that, because insurance is basically another arm of the government. Insurance, various insurances are like the devil for us.
Being on the kind of front lines of the work struggle, that makes it sound like something nobody wants to do, so I totally sympathize with them, but that being on the front lines was actually the place they were needed.
Yes, I would say this was a complicated decision for all of these women to make, and they all wrestled with exactly that. And I think particularly women of color, and so that I would say is something.
What does that have
weighed
to do
on
with
all
it?
of them, and what they had to sort of wrestle with was,
what does a woman's color have to do with staying home and want to take care of her kids? I mean, I know the dad's not around for her, but she can still do more at home.
How much of my life and my happiness do I sacrifice for sort of this larger cause to which I have contributed for many years, versus how much do I...
Again, and also too, be careful of the term happiness. Why am I doing it from no. It's for meaning. It's for real value. It's for me taking care of my kids and homeschooling my kids, growing my victory garden, letting my kids play outside because I homeschool them, taking care of my kids' health, taking care of the husband, the household. Those things will then give you the happiness because it's meaning. So meaning can also mean happiness. Happiness is vapid and fleeting. You know what I mean? They need to have more meaning. What's more meaning? Schedules for your marketing job where you talk about a meeting. You have a meeting that's talking about setting up another meeting for another meeting next week where you go over more meetings. You don't really do anything. That's why you're not happy, because you're not doing you're not doing meaningful work. The people that do meaningful work generally are happier. People that really contribute. That's the whole reason they would volunteer. Why does someone volunteer? Well, to help, but they do it because it's meaningful work that will make them happy. If people go to a soup kitchen or something like that, a lot of them do it to virtue signal, but they say, hey, I was able to actually help somebody and I got something from it. That's not money. That's happiness. It's a different thing. So a lot of these women are just idiots too.
Based on all of that work I've done, get to sort of enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Did any of them say that the men in their lives, if they had men in their lives, felt a similar urge that they too would have liked to have stepped back? Or did you think this is a kind of uniquely female?
This woman's a bitch right here.
And often maternal thing that's going on. I mean, I'm wondering if at the root of some of this, not to get too meta about it, is that if we as a society valued that action,
Yeah, insurance
caregiver,
is
whether it's
legalized
children or
mafia.
elder parents or communities or whatever it is, more, would men feel that they wanted to take part in it more, and we'd get round some of this problem of women still doing the lion's share of housework and child raising?
Sure. So I would say that's a great question. Among the women I spoke with, most were married, not all were. I think that's actually a misconception. Since the story came out, a lot of people have said, oh, they could only do this because their husbands make all the money. And for one of the women,
yes, that's the point. That's the point. They picked a good man to set them up in this situation so they could do that. That's part of the survival of the whole thing.
not married him for
and then you just shut up, take care of the kids, and do all that so he can then support you, so you don't have to go do your bullshit job.
Another woman I spoke with, she told me straight up, like, I am the primary breadwinner. So this was a conversation between us, but it was not something that I was able to do because my husband was providing for me. To your question of, do men want to do this as well? I didn't get the sense from any of
She didn't even care about that.
The women who are married or partnered that this was something that their husbands were desiring. But the data does suggest that men are feeling this urge as well. So I believe it was the McKinsey Lean In report, which showed that women were, in increasing numbers since the pandemic, reducing their hours, taking less demanding jobs. They were doing that at much higher rates than men, but the percentage of men expressing that desire and making those choices was growing as well.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, and obviously, as you said,
most people don't really want to work, guys. Most people don't want to work in this kind of slave system that we live in. Like we'd rather be on the beach eating coconuts and living a lower stress lifestyle, but we have to do all these things. So it's human nature to kind of not really want to do that.
Earlier, there are lots of
which is men being selfless again to try to give that to women, so then it helps everybody. It's not just doing it for women. It's really doing it for children. Is most of this, them being at home, is really for the household and children, which then helps everything as things go forward.
Women for whom this is not a choice at all, and they have, they've got to work one, if not two jobs, just to make an income, that they don't have that option. That's the other sort of societal component of this, though. Obviously, the more women do choose to step back or step away from the dreaded career ladder, the more the men in their lives are going to make more money, and therefore the more the incentive will be for the woman to step back because the man is making more money, and so he is the one that should carry on working because they need his income. I mean, did they?
Yeah. Was
that part of the kind of concern that this is a self-perpetuating thing, and that once they have stepped back, did any of them?
No, it's not. It's not quite self. She's trying to paint it in a negative life. It's not really quite self-perpetuating. It's symbiotic. It should be symbiotic. And if a lot of these women had the attitude adjustment where they appreciated the work that you did and everything like that, things would be working this way. It's symbiotic. It's cyclical.
Worry about if they wanted to step back in again and whether that would be possible.
I love this question because, yes, I think all of these women worried about what happens to my career long term. I might want to do this for a few years. Do I want to do it forever? And that's where the storytelling element really comes in. That's why a lot of these women, you're seeing all of these confessionals on LinkedIn. That's how I found a lot of my subjects, people saying, that kind of putting their stamp on this, not saying like, oh, I'm just not working. Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but like, this is the move I'm making. And this
is the power pause.
The power pause, exactly what I'm getting to. And I can't take credit for that term. That is, that was coined by a woman named Neha Rush, who wrote a book of the same name. That book is specifically about motherhood and women taking a pause. But I think what Neha's getting at, and
they're also trying to take responsibility for what the feminist lie is. They're talking about not trad conning, but going back to a little bit more of a traditional way. And this is the thing: if women were humble enough, they could say, "Hey, you know what? I don't want to do this corporate bullshit. I was wrong about this, and I really think that I should kind of go back to this traditional gender roles. How can I help you win?" If a woman can stay at home and says, "How can I help you win?" It's very powerful. Like that's really what's missing with men. It basically can almost triple the power of the man in a way. Not only double it, like 2.5 times him. Is it streamlines so many things for him.
You put this so eloquently. I hope I'll do this.
And this is another important point. It's also a little bit lower stress for her. She needs to be low stress to provide the peace in the peaceful household when he gets home from his stressful job. That's how it's got to work. If they each go to the same job and they come home all stressed, they're already kind of cooked and burnt out and going to be all bitchy to each other and everything. That's just part of how this has worked before, and it can go back to that.
But is the idea that if all of us were to sort of societally accept that this can be a period of growth.
Yeah, Memphis, it is hard.
That this is not them giving up, that this is not them being pushed out, that this is not them being a victim.
Yes, it is. A lot of it is that. This woman is really getting on my nerves. I don't know why. This woman has like a slappable face.
No, that this is not them being.
But she's kind of hot in a creepy way too.
Pushed out, that this is not them being a victim, that this is a move that they're making like any other career or personal move. Then we can accept them back into the workforce in a way that like honors that.
Is there something in the return post you mentioned?
There's not much honor in this corporate hellscape that we live in. There's not much honor. We're just exploiting people. I don't want my woman in the workplace is just being exploited at work, basically. That's what we're doing here. That's the capitalistic system. You're exploiting people for your own gain, for the most part.
A bit earlier, is there something in the kind of post-COVID return to work mandate that that could accelerate this trend, do you think?
Absolutely. We're seeing it. There are a lot of stories coming out sort of which are related to this piece, which show that, women are not returning to the office at the same rates as men. And that certainly is probably inspiring a lot more women to, break up with their companies. And so I think for a lot of women, that has been a big factor, is that, sort of the flexibility that caused everybody to disperse and make their own hours. A lot of that is getting reined back in, and it's making it tougher, particularly for working parents.
Did you come away from the research on this piece feeling optimistic about the position of women in the workforce, particularly, as you were looking at professional women at higher levels, or pessimistic?
That's a really interesting question. It's such a nuanced topic, right? I was optimistic about the fact that women were feeling empowered in these decisions. That it was not always the pressure to be at home with their kids or feeling like they were failing. Like these were moves born of sort of born of optimism. Whether I feel optimistic, gosh, this
woman's just coping right now.
There's still so many challenges that women face in general, at work, in raising families, affording families. So yeah, it's a nuance.
She can't admit that, like, hey, they should just go back to home. She can't admit it. So I want to pivot. Well, let me just complete the video.
Story, and I think I walked away with a nuanced feeling. And it is hard because you have to hold these two things concurrently. Yes, a certain group of women who have means, who have educations, who often have support from a partner or spouse, are making these decisions, and that's great.
You know who's doing that? The woman who do the whore and buffet. So I've coined the phrase whore and buffet, which means those are women who did the right thing when they were younger. They got with a guy who was older and who had means. So what? So why did they do that? And they committed to a man and stayed with him when they were young. Why did they do that? So they didn't have to work. That's the game here. That's the game. You have to use your beauty and everything so you don't have to work, and you get the assets. You invest your ass to get the assets. And you hope that all the times you gave that guy pussy and everything when you were younger and in your prime, that he sticks with you and doesn't replace you. Then all his kingdom and all that then becomes yours. Those women are not worried about having to go work at the Subway sandwich shop or do anything like that, or work these corporate jobs. They couldn't care less about it. Why? Because they're set up.
And that's empowering. And at the same time, you have just so many women, growing numbers of women who have no other choice.
Izzy Lepowski, thank you.
Because you fucked up. Okay. Now we're going to go to... So we're talking about antidepressants a little bit. I want to go back more towards the antidepressants. Because the women in the workplace, I'm not really like feeling it. I think I'd rather talk some of the antidepressants in the insurance industry, probably.
To completely destroy happy relationships and marriages. Well, if you didn't believe me, I wouldn't blame you, because most doctors don't talk about that. But that's what we're going to be discussing today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Joseph Witt-Doering. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist and expert in psychiatric drug side effects. And currently, I spend all of my time helping people safely come off these medications.
Yep. Another thing, too, a side effect is a fucking effect.
Honestly, my introduction to this topic was a personal one. So when I was training to be a psychiatrist, I always was curious about what the drugs did, and I wanted to try them. It was a funny story, actually. I would bring this up with different professors in my program, and they like rolled their eyes at me. They thought it was like the dumbest thing ever. And they were just like, why would you even do that? You know, these things, they fix chemical imbalances. And they really discouraged it. But I didn't want to listen to them, but because I was prescribing these drugs to thousands of people. And so I simply wanted to take them. And my wife, a fiance at the time, wanted to do the same thing. And so we asked one of our colleagues to give us some of his Zoloft.
Holy moly. You see that?
I simply wanted to take them. And my wife, a fiance at the time, wanted to do the same.
Look at that. Damn. Wow.
Thing. And so we asked one of our colleagues to give us some of his Zoloft. Funny story for those of you who may not be aware, psychiatrists take a lot of psychiatric medications. I think half of my residency class was on them. So it's really easy to get them. And so we grabbed a bottle of Zoloft from him, and then we both started taking it to see what would happen. And we had two very different experiences. And so I'm going to start by talking what happened to Marissa, my wife. So she started, I think, on 25 milligrams of Zoloft. And within a couple days, she was like hypomanic. She was more energized. She was euphoric, and she was having a hard time sleeping. And while she enjoyed that feeling at the beginning, she could see that it would definitely lead to some problems like irritability and disinhibition. And she stopped taking it. Now, what happened to her, I actually think, is kind of an unusual side effect, because most people don't get that kind of up feeling from them. What happened to me, I think, is much more typical and probably the common way that these drugs can mess up relationships. I think I experienced the normal drug effect. I became kind of blunted and disconnected.
I think he wanted to see the numbing effects for himself. I actually don't think this is a bad idea. You know, he wanted to experience it. So, like, you know, unless you have experienced it, you might not really believe people what they say about how it's affecting them and stuff, because you're just going, oh, well, the data says this, but like sometimes you need to, you know, experience the effect of it. So I actually kind of like the approach that this guy took for that. No, they're not good for the human body. They're not good, but a lot of people are on them. But that has to go with, again, this whole thing where women are in the workforce. What are they doing? They're taking years of these antidepressants and Tylenol for headaches and all this stuff, and then getting knocked up. and they're still on all these drugs at the same time. And then that's like, you know, going into the baby. A lot of these drugs have, you know, we're only on like the, it's not like these drugs have been around 100 years. Some of them have only been around 40 years or so. We don't really actually know too much fully about the larger ramifications of it. You know, and if they did, they're going to stay quiet about it. And in fact, we need to do a deep dive into RFK and the Kennedy family, because RFK is a shill too. He's useless. Remember RFK saying he was going to figure out what autism is? He tells you it's Tylenol. RFK has RFK taken any poison out of the food? Because I'm pretty sure there's still like red 40 and everything. He hasn't done anything.
I felt like the volume on my emotions had been turned down, and there was just like this distance between me and the world. And one of my friends even commented on it. He's like, man, you are different. And I like the old Yosef more, you know, the one that was like kind of more spontaneous and lively. But the interesting thing was what I experienced in my relationship with Marissa afterwards, which was that she stopped liking me. And the reason for that was she felt that I was much less attuned to her. You know, you kind of bicker in relationships.
Because you're a dullard.
And different things.
When you're on these drugs, you're a dullard. You're checked out. You're cooked. That's why you're taking them. You're doing it to numb. These drugs are basically to numb. If you're depressed, a lot of times it's because your life pattern is depressing. So you take these to numb your response to that and make it easier to be in that shitty cycle. It just makes you numb.
Things kind of come up, you know, the house is a mess. And she would talk to me and she would say that I just didn't seem to care about her emotions anymore. I was just distant from it. I was just nonplussed. And I just wasn't noticing things like when she was being upset in the same way that I would have noticed before. And that's when I had the realization is that, yes, these drugs can disconnect you from your anxiety, and that might feel therapeutic, but they also disconnect you from your feelings and your ability to kind of intuit what's happening with other people around you. And I think that's probably one of the main.
Yeah, it makes you a retarded sheep. That's what they want. That's like half the reason they give this to you.
In ways that they can create this kind of rift, and
it makes it easier because you're aware of less. When you're aware of less, you're just not aware of as much. So you don't give a shit as much. And that's kind of, you think it's good, but it's really kind of not good.
Disconnection in relationships. And so eventually I ended up coming off the drug, didn't have any problems. I only took it for about 2 weeks. But
yeah,
the experience stuck with me such that I decided I needed to look into this more. And that's when I found probably one of the scariest and darkest corners of the internet. And that is the Facebook page called Marriages Destroyed by Antidepressants. And boy, is this place a different kind of hell on earth, because it is filled with people who are talking about all of the terrible things that have happened in their relationships because of these drugs. These are stories that I had never even heard of, and that's why it's so important to talk about them today. Last I checked, this Facebook page is still up, and the group has over 3,700 members. Some of them are the people who are having the problems with the meds, but a lot of them are actually the partners of those who are seeking help because they are literally watching their partners change in front of their eyes and disappear. I'll also say this is one of the reasons why people come to my clinic now, because they get urged by their partner who's like, hey, listen, you've completely changed since being on this.
Yeah, this is not like, why are we taking these drugs? We haven't taken them for hundreds of years, thousands of years before. We're taking them now because of the modernity, the corporate greed, the fact that you could barely afford your groceries. So taking this drug that makes you duller kind of makes you accept it a little bit easier. Antidepressants are a drug. This messes up your liver. When you're drinking alcohol, it increases it. It's changing the brain chemistry. So, you know, like, you know, you know how they say the thing like nature and nurture? Well, this is a way of changing the nature in a way, because you're taking it's an environmental thing that you take in that changes your nature, your DNA, your makeup, the way that you're designed to work. It's numbing it, and it's just going to numb it to make you basically be like a better slave.
medication. We need to get you off. And they're coming because of the relationship problems. So let's go on and explore some of the things that are discussed on this Facebook page. Well, they talk about the side effects of these drugs, the physical problems, the emotional and the psychological ones, and how they have led to their relationships imploding and sometimes ending up in divorce with like kids living in broken homes. And I've read through a lot of these posts, and I want to highlight a key takeaway with this. The issues described here, they are consistent. These are not like one-off random chance things. The consistency in the stories has risen to a level where...
And you see how this guy is a doctor. You see how he's going to... This is actually pretty interesting. See how he's going to Facebook and stuff like that to hear anonymous things. Why? Because they silence this stuff in the literature. They don't want you to know this and hear this stuff. They're going to say, oh, that's anecdotal evidence, so that doesn't really count. Well, I got a couple million. I got, a few 100,000 things of anecdotal evidence that are all kind of saying the same thing. Well, that doesn't count. We didn't do a full-blown double-blind placebo study and all that. This is how they get you. Like that's I actually kind of like this guy's approach that he tried at least one of the drugs and then looked around and saw different things. So he actually did a little bit of a scientific experiment on himself. I actually kind of respect that.
And also from my own personal experience that I don't think this is coincidence, because some people will go in here and they'll just say, well, this is just someone who's maybe a jerk and they're just blaming a drug on their relationship falling apart. Spend some time on this page and read the stories, the consistency in what people report. To me, it's risen to a level that this is looking much more like a pattern than some kind of coincidence or freak occurrence. My personal opinion, but you can check it out for yourself. And so what I'm noticing is that people are reporting the same thing time and time again. They're talking about sexual dysfunction caused by the drug and how that led to relationship strain. They talk about the emotional numbness and personality change and the indifference to their partners, which is what I experienced. And when I look at this, I can't help but think that these stories highlight a massive gap in medical education. Because what I noticed when I went through my training is that we would talk a lot about the physical side effects of these drugs. Yes, they can cause some sexual dysfunction and some nausea, but there was such little emphasis on the adverse psychological effects of these drugs. It's hardly mentioned. And I bet if you have been on these drugs, your family medicine doctor or your psychiatrist never mentioned that, hey, this drug can change your personality and it might make you blunted, and that might affect how you turn up in relationships. This is not even thought of as a side effect of the drug. And that's kind of horrific, because the collateral damage that can occur in your life when a drug changes your personality, I mean, it's really, sky's the limit with that. It can be, all sorts of things can happen, messed up relationships.
Disney brain. You just love Netflix. You trust your politicians, or you just don't care about anything. You just watch football. I like to watch football and eat wings and drink beer and take my antidepressant. Okay, Goy.
Gambling problems, reputational damage, ruining your career. I mean, that's what happens when drugs change your personalities and you don't act like yourself. In the next stage of this video, what I want to do is I want to break down all the different ways I think these drugs, these antidepressants, can cause relationship problems. And so let's start firstly with something that's pretty concrete, and that is sexual dysfunction. So one of the most common things discussed in this group is like the genital problems, the low libido, the erectile problems. And this is a really common side effect of antidepressants. I think
And do you think it's a coincidence they all do that? That doesn't help. That makes your depression worse. That makes women respect you less. That's like the worst. That means you have no like vitality. That means you're just kind of like just numb and don't give a shit anymore. But that's okay, because what we'll do is we'll give you other drugs to then make your dick work, but then you also rely on those. But be careful, because if you're also on your blood pressure medication, that could kill you. So you got to be careful. But you have to ask your doctor about it.
When they've done the clinical trials, this happens in like 50 to 70% of people. For some people, it doesn't go away. That's a little tangent here, but there's something called post-SSRI sexual dysfunction, where the sexual problems on the drugs don't even go away later on, which is terrifying. I mean, it's no huge leap of the imagination why this can torpedo relationships, because physical intimacy is a really important part of marriages and relationships. On top of that, you know, if there's sexual problems, it can lead to, you know, one partner feeling inadequate and having low self-esteem, and the other partner starting to think that maybe they're not good enough for them. And it can just cause this festering problem. Now, the next way that they mess up the relationships is through the emotional blunting. Now, this is the actual drug effect of these medications. This is how they work. And they turn down the volume on what you perceive. And yes, that's helpful when it's like anxiety and you feel calmer. But if it's turning down the volume on your ability to like notice what's going on with your partner, you're going to feel really disconnected for them. One of the things that makes this especially problematic is when someone gets really numbed out on these drugs, they're kind of spellbound to it. Like they don't even realize that it's happening to them. And if you try and bring it to their attention, they're kind of like, what are you even talking about? And it makes sense, because what these drugs do is they're turning down your ability to be like intuitive and realize things going on around you.
Yeah, realize you're being manipulated, not use intuition. Just be a sheep. Just do those things like that. It's kind of sinister.
And that's also going to happen with self-reflection. Like it's really hard for the drugged brain to realize that it's having deficits. You know, it's the same as like, you know, when you have someone who's knocked back a couple drinks and they're like, man, I'm such a ladies' man, I'm doing really well. But his mates around him are kind of looking over there and just being like, that's some kind of like sloppy stuff going on there. That guy doesn't realize it because he is spellbound. And this is one of the biggest problems when people get super numbed out on these drugs is they don't realize that they've actually changed as a person. The other partner usually feels helpless because they're just like telling them that they're changed, and the other person's getting really defensive. And it's only once you start bringing these, you know, kind of tapering them off these medications that the person regains the capacity to see how much they have changed. Now, the final way I've seen these drugs really cause relational problems is that they can lead to disinhibition. So on the drug labels for all the antidepressants, it says that they can cause mania. Now, most people think, oh yeah, you know, grandiose, hallucinating, paranoid. It's a spectrum, you know, so it can happen at much like more subtle levels. And so this could just be like a little bit of disinhibition. And so maybe the person starts to become, you know, maybe the person starts to lean into gambling, or they buy more things and they start to have money problems. Yeah, that can be.
Sound familiar, guys? What do you think 304s do?
One way that can impact a relationship, but probably the most catastrophic way that I've seen this happen is that it leads to infidelity. And I've personally seen patients who...
You don't say. Are you telling me that when some 304 gets drunk and she's on 2 types of antidepressants and she doesn't have to be a ladies' man, she just has to be a lady in general, that she'll shop like crazy and fool around with random men? You don't say.
When they got on medications, that they went out and did crazy things that were completely out of character. They would go out and have an affair with someone from work, even though they're happily married.
He doesn't want to admit that it's women doing this
with kids,
because he knows he knows he's got a big ass nose, and he knows he's just trying to stay like clinical.
Again, this is something that the drugged person is often not going to pick up because they're going to be spellbound by it, and they're not going to realize how much they have changed. In fact, they might even feel better and well and be like, no, you know, this drug is working and I'm feeling good, not realizing that they're actually ruining their relationships and causing themselves like pretty serious reputational damage. So let's move on now and talk about how this can be prevented. So this is just, to me, it's just crazy that this isn't commonplace, but I actually believe that if you're going to get started on a psychiatric medication, you should not do it without someone else being there who knows you well, who can watch you. So I think when like a doctor gives you a med, like your partner or friend or family member should be there, and they should be told, we're about to give this person a drug that could change their personality. It might impact them in a negative way. I need you to be vigilant about that. And if these things are happening, come back to me so I can talk to them. Because unless you do this, and unless you have someone watching them, the drugged person will not realize how much they're changing. And that's just...
And these 304s, their friends will just gaslight them and stuff. They won't really hold them accountable. Or they'll just watch them you know, light themselves on fire.
Dangerous. It's just madness to me that now through websites like Hims, you can just get a drug like antidepressant mailed to you without even having an appointment. And every day all across the world, I know this because people talk to me, people are getting these drugs in 15-minute appointments, you know, with the doctor asking 0 questions about what's going on in their life. And so if you are on psychiatric medications or you're thinking about starting them, make sure that you get on them with someone else who is with you, who is able to keep an eye on you. That's going to prevent terrible things like this happening, where in a drug state, you go and torpedo your relationship for no reason. The next thing that I would want to add is that if there are any trainees out there or, you know, people in the mental health field, please go and join this website so you can learn about the psychological impact these drugs can have on people. This is not stuff that you're going to learn from your textbook or any of the doctors that are training you. That's
because they hide it. They hide it. These are part of the results that they want. Big pharma and psychological industry, big pharma, they want you to just be just as long as it keeps you producing somewhat, they'll give you that drug.
Simply not what happens in medical education. And going to these groups will give you a raw, unfiltered look.
All right, let's lighten it up. I'm kind of in the mood to see some 304s get tased or something. I'm not really feeling this topic tonight. I want to get some laughs going instead.
The police receive a call about a Karen assaulting a man, but what they don't know is that this seemingly routine arrest is about to spiral into chaos, an event so unusual that even seasoned officers could hardly believe it.
What happened?
Have you go sit right on the end right here while I go talk to them. Just don't want you to get hit because people can't see. Just go sit at the end of the driveway. You have an ID on you?
In the middle. Useless. It don't do nobody no motherfucking good.
I'm gonna go check on him real quick. Is he frontline? You need medical attention? I see the back of it.
I was in the house, I look out the window, here she comes storming up the driveway, all red in the face. She got pissed off at me, they kicked.
Try to stay away from her.
Okay.
Jesus, look at these. What the heck is this? Holy crap. This is like the Hills Have Eyes type shit here.
Right back, okay?
Wow, this is a mess. Holy shit. If those people are bitching about it, this other person's like a straight up zombie. That's Michigan. Wow.
No, I'm gonna go try to talk to her. She wasn't super cooperative though. All right, bye. Fortunately, you're gonna be under arrest for assaulting him.
It don't matter because he can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
To me. But once I start getting a little irritated back, ooh.
Okay, you just can't touch him though. I need you to stand up, put your hands behind your back. Courtney, you need to stand up, put your hands behind your back.
You can't stuff me like.
Okay.
So,
well, if you can behave and put your hands in the front for me,
whatever.
I'll be cooperative with you, okay?
Okay, he gets away with what he did, okay?
You have anything in your purse? They're going to toss it at the jail, so.
What am I supposed to do? Shove it on my ass sideways?
Jesus, look at this woman.
Look at all my gets thrown away and I get again.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately. Unless you want to, if you can leave it with them.
No, they me.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Now you're gonna force me.
Yep. Put your hands behind your back.
I will get in the car.
Put the bag down.
I'm not leaving my stuff. Not leaving my stuff.
Put the bag on the ground.
Not leaving my stuff.
I didn't
you
say
can't make me leave my stuff.
I'm not gonna make you leave it.
Yeah.
Guys, this is part of America. This is part of the mental illness. This is part of the poverty. This is part of the mental health decline. This is Hills Have Eyes.
Put your bag on the ground.
And again, guys, you can join in too if you want.
On the ground.
Why? So I can leave it. You're gonna make me lose my. Maybe lose more of my stuff.
Put your bag on the ground.
You're gonna make me lose more of my. You're gonna me too hard, Popo.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Put it on the ground.
This is like a lizard. What's up, Doug MPA?
Bro, we're gonna see a time. Hold on. We're gonna see it because all of these type of interactions between the ponytail patrol and like poor people, methed out people, you know.
Do you see what these people looked like?
Any man.
These are the people that called the cops. Look at this.
Well, so
look at this. These are the people that called the cops on her. So you know that she's really evil.
What would be the worst thing that any of these people could say to this female cop? Put your hands behind your back, or what?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with freaking, Missy Meth Head over here.
Yeah.
She's just like, or what?
She could overpower this female cop probably easily.
Yeah,
she's messed up. And
she's all methed up. Exactly. What's she gonna do?
Yeah.
Those people can freaking jump on her and bury her freaking out in the woods, and no one would even freaking notice until it's too late.
Yeah. I almost wish they did. I'm just kidding.
I think you're right.
Oh, so is this like her backup or something?
I think so, yeah. Because she's losing to this woman here.
Me too. You're gonna me too.
What?
Me too. Let's do the pants. Give me your other arm. Let's do the pants off you.
Uh-oh. The meth strength. Here it comes.
Yep.
You
She bit her. Nice. She is a reptile.
No ponytail patrol. I'd be pissed. Could you imagine? Pause it.
Yeah.
Guys. You're fighting for your life against a meth head who just bit you.
Yeah.
And another woman is gonna pull up. I'd be upset, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Getting bitten by a meth head. Ugh.
Here the man comes out.
Whatever. I'm doing the pants off. Shut up. Thanks, Chris. I'm doing the pants off you.
Look at that!
Oh!
Holy shit!
Oh no! Oh no! Did you see that?
That was like a retainer, freaking.
Oh no!
Oh my God! This woman's gonna have like AIDS now.
I know. Gonna have
She's gonna be a zombie. She's gonna be a meth zombie, like Resident Evil shit. Look at that! Look at that!
I'm doing the pants off. Shut up. Thanks, Chris. I'm doing the.
Oh my! Oh, dude!
Oh my!
She's gonna get the fucking bubonic plague,
dude. That is terrible. This was a nasty woman.
Man! I dare some meth head to freaking bite me. I would have kicked what was left of her teeth out, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up.
You can see it here too on her arm. That's bad,
dude.
That is bad. I remember seeing one of those like bum fight videos where a guy bit another guy's face, and this is way worse. Jesus, wow.
I'd be upset.
Wow. Hey, that bites.
Oh.
Have like cancer. Yeah, I do it.
Looks like she bit off more than she could chew.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that, baby.
Stand up.
Can't.
Yes, you can.
I'm suing the pants off you, assholes.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Ooh. I know you little.
What's your name? Courtney Maury. I do know you.
Why is she in the front seat?
You tough. Huh?
All right. Hang back for me.
Why are they putting her in the front? This police department is like retarded.
Good. Yep.
She's probably gonna steal the SUV.
Sanitizer on there.
Yeah, me over! Me over! Me over! I'm already out my buckle!
Whoops, I'm sorry. You think she's gonna spit on you and kick your things? And
Look at that, dude. What is she gonna do against anybody?
This whole police department is useless.
Yep.
I don't know what they were thinking about just putting her in there. They're lucky she didn't drive off. I actually kind of want this methed out lady to actually like win now.
I'm gonna take this back to them real quick.
Look at this.
I wouldn't mind continuing. Might need a cage for transport.
Look at this. He might actually do it. I haven't seen this, guys.
Did you ever see that video? Someone where they didn't search the. Wait, is she in the front seat of the car and not
She's
the
in the
back?
front seat. That's what I was saying. They're retarded. Look, she's fumbling through their keys and shit. Taking.
Did I miss that?
Yeah,
How did I miss that?
Look, that's what I'm saying. They're retarded. Look at this. They put her in the front seat.
Why?
I don't know, because it's all women running it or something. Watch this.
Did you see that video where they thought that they searched a woman and they didn't search her all the way, and her hands were in the front, and she pulled a gun out and shot the police officer while he was driving, and the bullet grazed his face.
Holy crap! That might
Yeah, dude.
now.
Yeah, yep.
See this woman here? She knows she effed up. That's her just knowing that AIDS is kicking in or something. Why are they putting her in the front seat?
I have no idea.
Look at this. This woman's smiling, having a fun time. This is all a mess.
Coming back for me.
Nasty woman. Just using hand sanitizer and taking the soda and shit. I hope she drives off.
Sanitizer on there. Yeah, me over! Me over! Me over! Mario, my buckle!
So dumb.
He's mocking them.
You think she's gonna spit on you and kick your things? And
She might.
Why are they letting her just drive her back alone? Why aren't they putting her in that other cop car? These people are
I'm gonna
retarded
take
here.
this back to them real quick.
Look at this.
I wouldn't mind continuing.
Dude, yes. Jump in the front seat.
I hope she wins. Yes.
I want to see it.
I want to see it too.
Yes, let's go. Here it comes.
Yep, Ponytail Patrol's not even looking. This guy is retarded too. Look at this.
Is this really gonna happen?
Please get a gun.
Hop in the front seat.
She's waiting. She's waiting to make her move. Do it now. Do it now, please, God.
Dude, get in the driver's seat. Let's do this. This would be one of the greatest. Jesus Christ, let's go!
I can't believe this.
Robert's got.
Oh my God!
Did you see
Look
that?
at
She's
this!
not even looking. She's not looking.
Guys, look at this!
She's not looking, just sitting there like an idiot.
Oh my God! This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have not seen this. Please just drive off. Yeah! It's a Chevy Tahoe too. Oh!
What?
Oh my God!
She
got bitten
dude,
and
there's
she drove
no
off.
way. There's no way, dude.
Oh my God. If you know of family or anybody.
And this woman who got bitten decided to turn this purse, probably filled with meth,
Dude,
back to
holy
here.
fuck, dude.
Back to here. This is that woman she should be responsible for that SUV. She walked back to give her this probably bag of meth. Oh my God.
415, we're in pursuit of a patrol car. Why all the excitement? You okay?
Yeah, she just didn't want to go.
Now they abandoned her here. This woman ain't stopping for nothing.
Fuck no, dude. She's fired,
This
dude.
lady is winning.
Pony
I actually
Patrol.
like her. I hope she gets a weapon next.
Get after it. Stay calm. You're good.
6409 and 648. 408, 615 is pursuing the patrol. Approaching light.
This must be in the boonies. Yeah, it looks like it.
Clear right, clear right.
I hope she starts drinking the soda and everything too. Now, this guy is letting the 304 drive too. This guy is a terrible cop. He allowed this
guy.
To happen.
The sad part about it is he can't ever say what he's really thinking.
No, he's saying stay calm, stay calm.
No, but like.
Yeah, because he's on camera and
he's a guy and he's surrounded by the ponytail patrol. Dude, what the fuck, dude?
But they just abandoned that other lady, and like you said, Doug MPA, all those people, they could actually get her too.
Yeah, what's she gonna do?
The bite mark. I don't think she even searched the bag. That bag is probably literally filled with meth. I'm not even kidding.
How long do you think? How long do you think? It's gonna take it a turn. Bro,
oh, man, this is like a really good one. I didn't know about that.
Holy crap, so bored. Holy shit.
I was covering, and it's only halfway through. I was covering a different topic about women being in the more corporate workforce, but they definitely shouldn't be in this line of work. And this guy is like a nice Christian boy, tradcon simp guy too.
So we might have a T coming up. So get close. You're not pit trained, are you? No.
Look at his face! Look at his face!
Hold on, buddy. His life is flashing before his eyes. Look at the look on his face.
Keep going.
Oh boy.
Still northbound coming up to Bailey. Speeds are 100.
100 miles an hour.
We're going 100.
Scrub. A firm.
Eastbound Bailey. Turning northbound Mason.
They're at a real dump in Michigan.
We're northbound on Mason. From Bailey.
Continuing northbound coming up to power line.
Northbound Mason from Bailey approaching the power line.
Hey, luckily that Tahoe has four-wheel drive. Oh! I think she's trying to go back to like even get her drugs, to be honest, because she's just kind of like doing circles. It looks like.
Check westbound. Doing good. Just keep your bearings. We're on dirt.
Why wouldn't he drive?
I don't know. Why did he allow this to happen to begin with? Why did they put her in the front seat is the thing I don't understand.
I don't know, dude.
They had two vehicles. Put her in the trunk or something, or just, I don't know, anything but that.
Coming up to 140 is still northbound.
And by the way, all of this was because the original Ponytail Patrol was there and couldn't handle it.
Stupid, dude. Did she have something in her back seat or something? Why didn't they put it in the back seat?
I don't know.
She's still up there.
Either way, Doug, it's no excuse because, well, I guess this car didn't have a cage thing in the back either, but I don't know what this is a screwed up town, hiring these women and not having the proper equipment.
So dumb, dude.
It's retarded.
Make it up. Coming up to a River Drive.
I don't think the meth woman really knows like where she's driving or has a plan.
Well, I mean, her plan is to not go to jail, but let's see how that works out.
But she's probably trying to circle back and get the bag of meth from the bit woman, from the woman with the bite. Because it looks like she's kind of been going in like a circle. Oh, now she's on something different. This is the Ponytail Patrol chasing her, I think.
And here's the thing.
Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not.
How different would this have gone, Snowboard, if this was a man instead of a woman, a meth that dude getting handcuffed?
Yeah, exactly. It would have been even worse. She could have got taken. She actually would have been held like hostage in the car. I think this is the meth I don't know who's. I think this is actually the cop car.
No.
Chasing car.
No, it says it at the top left. You see stolen squad?
Oh, stolen. Okay, I didn't think of that. Yeah. She can't drive worth a damn.
She's driving better than the ponytail patrol.
Yeah, she is. She is.
Coming up to 128th Street.
In the cruise, approaching 128th on South River Drive.
Look at this guy praying. This guy is like praying.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Alright, slow up, just in case she turned left here. Dust, right? Still on South River Drive, heading north. Nice scrub.
So the meth lady might end up flipping the Tahoe over one of these turns.
Yes. Alright, scrub. Looks like a pretty sharp turn. Scrub.
What is he meaning by scrub?
I think that means like either brake or let out the gas.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Again, he has to like tell her.
I know.
You know what
he
I
has
mean?
to remain calm for her.
Yeah, and she's in a way better car. The meth head's in like a tippy Tahoe that's on these turns it can flip over easily. This girl should be like right behind her, pretty much, in this Charger.
Gas it.
Oh, you got to gas it.
Coming up to Warner Avenue.
And not only that, he's doing all the radio work too. The coordinates. Uh-oh, they don't think they know where she went.
It's all right, get up there. We should be able to see her.
They're gonna
make a right.
They don't know which way.
Oh, see, the guy picked the right way.
Yep. You know what's beautiful? Everyone's going to yield to the meth head because he has the lights on, probably.
We're going to be northbound on Warner Avenue, right by the river. It's all the way up there. To Tahoe. Continuing northbound through 112th. Careful.
Number 6415 taking second, Nuevo taking primary.
Go around and get after it. As soon as you're able, get back into the gas.
This complete meth head is kicking her ass right now in this.
Taking westbound shot on 100th Street.
Westbound on 100.
Disregard, it's going to be a DNR unit.
DNR pit?
I don't know. Still westbound, speeds are
Yeah,
96,
she should.
no traffic. So we're coming up to Green Avenue.
Uh-oh.
Looks like she is continuing west.
Dead end.
Yup, says it's a dead end. So we're crossing Green on 100th Dirt Road.
You better just go off the road, meth head.
Yeah,
Drive
that
through
might actually help her.
Drive through the farmland.
Yep. No,
Where are you gonna go?
Faster than that.
Brakes.
Look at this!
Oh shit! Oh shit, you guys! Oh my god!
She's gonna get away.
Keep going.
And she's going in a Charger and she's in a Tahoe.
Yeah. Look at this. This is beautiful. Oh, she hit an old fence.
Run, meth lady, run!
Yeah.
We're gonna be down by the creek. Vehicle stopped.
Vehicle down near the creek.
he's gonna get her. See how the woman was nowhere near her?
Put your arms behind your back. Put your arms behind your back right now. I can't move.
Stand up.
See how the men needed to do it? Jesus.
Let's go. Get up. Train that better. Hey, enough.
You hear what she said? You hear what she said? Train that bitch better. Oh my god.
Stand up.
Did you read the comments on this video yet? You gotta read.
Yeah, I'll read
Let's
them.
make sure check the comments.
Yeah, I'll actually look at them right now.
Weiner.
Wait, it says no jail time? You have to be kidding. I don't know. We'll see if that's true or not. Stealing a police car and biting an officer, she should get 1 to 3 years of probation. The system, she may get off of it. Why
Apparently
on earth
she did
they put her in the front seat anyways? Yeah. Someone should go steal that judge's car and see if they get on probation. What in the hills have I? Yeah. Let's just see actually what happened. What a mess.
Clayton says Metheny was a better driver than Danica Patrick.
Oh my god. Yeah, and Carlos, you should have tried the radio. Yeah. You should have just started talking shit. But you see how one female pony patrol let this whole chain of events happen?
Mm-hmm.
They're actually lucky that Metheny didn't drive into a crowd of people, or it was kind of a rural area with not a lot of oncoming traffic.
Yeah,
this could have been full blown GTA. Like driving through a parade of people or something like that.
Yeah, or we lucky that she didn't drive through somebody's house or something.
Yeah. Not only that, the lady that got the police officer who got her hand bitten, she didn't search that bag. You know that bag had drugs in it.
Yep.
100%. That's why she wanted it so bad. Train that bitch. That's her right there. Train that bitch better.
Enough. Don't make yourself worse. Break my tongue out.
All right. You guys got a cage?
You guy. Okay, let's go. You guys can carry me. I ain't walking.
Give me your legs.
Yep, carry me now.
Why don't they put it in the back? Because there's no cage.
I don't think it could get any traction to get down there. So if this wasn't a dead end road or she didn't hit that fence, she actually maybe could have even kind of gotten away or driven around for another 20 minutes.
Yep.
Let's go. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going, you shut the fuck up. Let's go. I ain't walking if you hold me like that. I walk if you don't hold me like that.
Let's go. Gonna walk. Let's go. Come on.
You know, stop pulling me like that. Should have thought about that before he got arrested. Off tomorrow. Pat him on back, give him a blow.
What'd you say? She's gonna give him a blowjob? What, she just said she'll give him a blowjob or something like that?
Stop pulling me like that.
I actually like this lady now. You should have. Pat him on the back, give him a blowjob. She's just talking shit. I actually kind of like this meth head.
What happened?
Ha ha ha! That guy can't say anything because he's like,
Yep.
well, these two broads messed it up.
We assisted another troop and
We assisted a female officer.
in the front. Next thing we know, she's in the driver's seat fleeing. All right.
Wait, whoa, wait, what? Did he just lie and say that?
We put her in the front. Yep, he simped.
Go back in a second.
Yep, he simped.
What happened?
Because this guy is like, what the fuck? Like, you guys are a joke here. He's pausing. This is a simp brain working. This is a simp brain working because I think this is maybe even her body cam. Notice how she said nothing.
Yep.
She has said nothing about it.
We assisted another troop and in the front. Next thing we know, she's in the driver's seat fleeing. All right.
Is it one of your guys' cars?
No.
Who's your sergeant on right now?
Vashaw.
That's her right there, just smiling about it.
No. That's the girl that was driving with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. The other one is still left back there.
Yep.
Do you feel comfortable in trying to get the car up there? Or you want me to do it? Okay.
I was the bridge. Both lanes had vehicles.
Boom. I want to take a peek-see.
Yeah, she's got some metal stabbed up in her too.
Yeah, she hit an old fence or something like that.
The suspect, Courtney Morey, was taken into custody after traveling through private property for approximately a quarter mile. During the pursuit, Morey crashed into an old concrete bridge abutment, traveling about 21 miles per hour just before impact with the accelerator pressed and no braking applied. The vehicle sustained damage to the front driver's side fender, push bumper, and hood, and was subsequently towed from the scene. The officer who was bitten received treatment at Trinity Hospital. Morey was charged with assaulting a police officer, unlawful driving away, fleeing a police officer, and malicious destruction of police property. Morey was sentenced to 1 to 3 years of probation, with fees totaling approximately $1,230.
That's like not bad at all.
Joke, dude.
Several times throughout the chase, the training officer instructs the driver to scrub.
It's Michigan somewhere. Whatever town this is in Michigan is a shit show.
Operations, drivers are trained to brake in a straight line before entering a curve. Tires achieve maximum traction when focused on a single task at a time. Therefore, troopers brake before the turn, navigate through the curve, and then accelerate hard after exiting, maximizing both control and safety.
Yeah, so scrub means brake.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've never heard that term before, but yeah, if your guys are driving like that, even in snow and other shit like that, when you have all tires going the same direction, brake before the turn because it's like a line. It aligns the braking pattern basically. If you're in the turn, then braking, yeah, it can do stuff, but then you're kind of like it's like a lateral traction basically. Yeah. That's different. Wow, that was a shit show. All right,
I gotta jump off, but thanks for that. That's one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, me too. I actually want her. And guess what? She won. She didn't go to jail or anything. She actually kind of won. She hit a cop, stole the cop car. She's actually gangster. She actually got like street credit when she and that other idiot gave away her drugs. She didn't even lose her drugs. She gave the bag of drugs away. She didn't even search it. Wow.
All right, buddy.
All right. See
I'll be talking to you.
Yep. Yeah, none of us will get probation for that. I cannot believe that. Let's see what that town is a dump with those messed up idiots like that. Let's actually go back and analyze a little bit more of this because
The police receive a call about
I want you to see this Hills Have Eyes place. She shouldn't have been there just herself. I wouldn't want to be here by myself, and I'm a big guy who is more capable of taking care of myself. I would not want to be here. And maybe these people aren't necessarily on meth or something. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, they probably are.
Fault you. I'm going to be right
Wow.
back, okay?
I want to see what town this is in Michigan.
You can take her straight to jail. You got a secondary unit? No, I'm going to go try to talk to her. She wasn't super cooperative, though. All right, bye.
Do you need a second unit? She said no.
Fortunately, you're going to be under arrest for assaulting.
Wow. Well, I kind of feel bad for that messed out lady, but she kind of no jail time. Let's go back and look at it. I don't know what the judge is. He made it a retarded 1, 2, 3, 4 like payment.
Tires achieve maximum traction when focused on a single task at a time. Therefore, troopers brake before the turn, navigate through the curve, and then accelerate hard after exiting, maximizing both control and safety.
Oops, sorry. And did you see how the guy simped for her? See how he simped right here.
We assisted another troop and in the front. Next thing we know, she's in the driver's seat fleeing.
Is it one of your guys' cars?
No.
Who's your sergeant on right now?
Vashaw.
Vashaw.
Thanks, Sarge. Do you feel comfortable in trying to get the car up there? Or you want me to do it? Okay.
I was the bridge. Both lanes had vehicles.
We're gonna see. I don't think she got any jail time.
She's got some metal stabbed.
The suspect,
I think if she damaged that truck more, it would have done more damage, but she didn't really even do that much.
Courtney Morey, was taken into custody after traveling through private property for approximately a quarter mile. During the pursuit, Morey crashed into an old concrete bridge abutment, traveling about 21 miles per hour just before impact with the accelerator pressed and no braking applied. The vehicle sustained damage to the front driver's side fender, push bumper, and hood, and was subsequently...
And this police stop thing here looks retarded.
Towed from the scene. The officer who was bitten received treatment at Trinity Hospital. Morey was charged with assaulting a police officer, unlawful driving away, fleeing a police officer, and malicious destruction of police property. Morey was sentenced to 1 to 3 years of...
Morey was sentenced to 1 to 3 years of probation. So not even probably 3 years. It's probably a year.
Probation, with fees totaling approximately $1,200.
This is a corrupt judge. Who the fuck puts 1, 2, 3, 4 for something like that? That's probably not even enough to cover that woman's hospital bill for getting bit. Can you imagine getting bit by this zombie?
$34. Several times throughout the chase, the training officer instructs the driver to scrub. In emergency vehicle operations, drivers are trained to brake in a straight line before entering a curve.
Wow. Let's see some of the comments too. Why on earth did they put her in the front seat? Someone should go steal the judge's car and see if they only get probation too. What in the hills have eyes that I just watched? I got the same amount of probation for half a joint my senior year in high school in 2002. What the fuck? It was incredibly satisfying to hear that grunt on the dead stop impact. Amazing. She means from the crass. Probation for all that. The judges and DA are absolutely shit. So that might be maybe like Dearborn, Michigan or something like that, where they're pretty corrupt. Her extremely light sentence is criminal. Yeah, that bite was huge. The bite mark. Yeah, this whole thing seemed like it could be a Reno 911 episode. What is this shit? Yeah, it is. But that's the clown world that we live in, guys. Oops. Yeah, those troopers are not, they shouldn't. That's kind of the ultimate unless she got a gun. That's basically one of the ultimate failures of like being a police officer, would be letting some of that shit happen like that.
On February 28, 2026, officers in Washington responded to a Walmart after loss prevention spotted a repeat shoplifter attempting to leave without paying for items. While store cameras recorded her making several transactions, loss prevention watched her skip 4 items in her cart before intercepting.
Well, that woman was not a very good cop. They're probably like, you know what, you deserve this bite because you're being so stupid there. And you know what that was? That's the ponytail patrol not being humble enough to just say, hey, get me someone else. I have a bunch of these hills have eye people here. I'm by myself. I don't have the proper car to put her away. So why don't I just detain her to the front of my SUV or let her smoke her cigarette, whatever, and then have, you know, another cop car there. That's what I would do.
Her at the exit and calling for police. Here's what the officers did next.
Hey, police department, okay?
I paid for everything.
Hey, we're not really paid.
I paid for everything.
Put your phone down.
I paid for everything.
Put your phone down.
But I paid for everything.
Okay. 6 7 Is anybody available?
I paid for everything.
Okay, well, we watched you on camera. It's not paying
That's fine.
for light bulbs.
Yes, I did.
This, and this.
Yes, I did. Look again.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, I paid
so
for
we're past
everything.
that.
I paid for
Okay.
everything.
These women will do this. They'll be shown on camera stealing, and they still don't give a shit.
I paid for everything.
We'll figure that out, but right now you're being detained.
I paid
For
for
that,
everything.
I told you that.
But I paid for everything.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, I watched it.
But I paid
we watched
for
it. We have on cameras. That's fine if you feel that way.
I did.
Okay, that's fine if you feel that way. Right now, you're not free to leave though.
But I paid for everything.
You can keep saying that all you
I paid
want.
for everything.
Okay, we'll check the receipts then.
Check that.
Where?
Okay, then get the receipt out, 304.
Check that.
We're doing that right now.
So do that.
Okay, right now, you're free to leave.
I just showed them to you.
Let's over here.
No, I
Okay,
paid for
go over to the
everything.
wall.
Don't touch me like that. No, I'm not. I'm
Stop.
standing right here.
No,
I'm
I'm gonna call this girl Meatball.
I didn't
You're
do
gonna get
anything
more
wrong.
charges for resisting.
But I have a
It's your
broken
choice.
wrist.
Stop.
I have a metal
Okay,
plate in
okay,
my
turn
wrist.
around.
No, I didn't do anything. I
Stop.
didn't
Okay,
do
turn
anything.
around.
I have a metal plate in my arm.
Stop.
I have a
I'm gonna
metal
give you more
plate in my
charges for
arm.
resisting if you don't stop
For
right
what?
now.
I didn't even steal.
Okay.
I didn't even do that.
Hey, put your hand behind your back.
I didn't do anything.
It's a big girl.
I paid for everything.
Okay, we'll figure it out, okay?
You don't have to twist my. I have a broken. I have a fucking. Stop doing that. Stop. What the? I'm literally reporting. What are you doing? Let go of me, you psychopath. Don't ever touch me like that again.
Stop.
No, that's
resisting.
crazy.
Guys, if you're in a situation like this, like, what do you go? You just don't resist. Just put your hands behind your back, like at that point. Oops.
6-7 has it. I want to walk out to my car.
Okay, can I get my phone?
We will get your phone.
And thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if you're new. I wasn't really feeling this topic today, but I'm gonna try to just keep doing more lives. I think I'm maybe do go live at like 8 o'clock each night this week or something like that, depending on how much work I have to do the next day or something like that. But I think the topic that I want to make tomorrow, which I'm pretty passionate about covering, is the how bad insurance infects everything, the cancer of insurance. And guess what? Small hats and insurance go hand in hand. I hate to be honest about it, but the small hats and the insurance go hand in hand. And they take your insurance money and they go into the stock market and play around with it. Health insurance, it's mafia insurance. Most states it's mandated that you must have insurance, so they can kind of control the prices of it. Insurance never really helps anybody, things like that. Yeah.
It's in the cart. We're gonna go over here.
She probably just stole like $30 worth of stuff too.
What the hell? I literally paid for everything.
Like I said, I watched you on camera.
I literally paid for everything.
Okay, you saw me ring up multiple transactions.
I sure did.
Okay. So why would I not ring up 3 or 4?
Another thing too, guys, a lot of these stores now are basically like waiting for people to steal a little bit here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there. And then they wait till it get to over 1,000 or whatever, where they can press criminal charges. So Big Brother is in these stores like crazy. You're probably not getting away with anything really. So don't try to steal $20 items and stuff like that. Just don't steal anything like that.
Like, what do you mean?
Not that I would mind stealing from, the Walton family and all that. I have no problem against that, but you will get caught, basically.
I don't feel comfortable with you guys touching me.
That's fine. We're gonna search you. Okay.
That's fine. I don't give you consent. I want a woman. I want a woman.
So right now.
No, because of how you guys handled me, I want a woman, officer.
We don't have any female officers.
So I
right
don't give you consent. I do not give you consent to touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Okay.
That's fine. Don't touch me. I'm not under arrest.
You're gonna get searched.
Don't touch
You're
me.
under arrest. You are
Don't
under
touch
arrest.
me. No, I'm not.
You are under arrest.
For
right now.
what?
For theft.
I didn't steal.
Okay, yes, you did. I
don't give you consent, and I want a woman officer here against the. It's my right. So don't touch me. No.
What constitutional right is that, guys? Can someone tell me what amendment it is that you have to be searched by officer of the same gender? Because I don't know that one.
I do not give you consent. I swear to God, do not touch me. I know my rights. You're not allowed.
How many times do they say, I know my right? Okay, state to me where in the Constitution it says that.
To touch me.
Okay.
Yeah, Amendment 304.
So, you can't have this conversation again. This is gonna happen.
I want a woman officer. I don't want you to touch me. You hurt me.
Both of you guys said at the same time. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
It's my right.
So right now you're under arrest.
No, I'm not. I
Yes,
didn't
you
steal.
are.
No, I'm not. No,
We're
I'm
gonna get
not.
those receipts ringed up and make.
Yes.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I didn't. No, I'm not. Wow. This girl's kind of hot here. Oops.
Yes, please. Insane.
Negative. What's your name?
Laura Lee.
Laura Lee what? So it's not your right to tell us we can't search you. when
No,
you're placed
it
under
is to
arrest.
have a woman
It's
officer.
not.
I am allowed to legally
So we're gonna wait
request
for our
one.
sergeant here.
So
and
then
we'll
wait for
go.
him.
We are waiting for him. That's what we're
Great.
doing.
Can I sit down?
You're not going to sit down in here because we can't search you and I don't know what happened. So if you allow us to search you, I will put you in the back of my car to sit
I
down.
don't want you touching me. You
Okay.
guys already hurt me.
Do you have the items? We have everything in the card over there. There's 3 items that can get scanned.
That's not true.
So here's the thing: you can have this with the judge. He told you you're under arrest. He's gonna be searching you. The sergeant is gonna
That's
come
fine.
here.
I want someone else
we're gonna
who
have a
isn't a
straight off.
asshole who touched me like you did. So don't talk to me. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't need you
So
to.
he's gonna
Thank
be
you.
here
You hurt me.
observing the
You hurt me
situation.
for no reason.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's
You're
not
abusing
Walmart.
your
It's
authority,
not a
and that's
customer
not
service.
right. You abuse your authority, and that's not right. To use that kind of force, was that necessary? Did that make you feel better? Dude, don't touch me.
Can I read you your rights now?
Sure.
Well, I just want to make sure you're gonna listen.
I
Well,
don't
she already
need you to.
knows
I
the
didn't
rights.
do anything wrong. I paid for everything.
We'll talk about that once I read your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand each of these rights as I've read to you?
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, you wish to talk to me now.
No.
Okay. Do you want to go check with them, see where they're at on that? I think we're fine here.
Okay.
You're gonna be compliant with me, Felix?
Yes.
Statement on stuff. What do you
Yeah, if you want to get them going on that.
Okay. I'll work on that. Has she been already trespassed?
So she is going to
Okay. Do you guys want her trespass?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get a card. Hey guys.
Hi, dude.
How's it going?
Sorry, I didn't know your feature. How are you?
Good, good.
Oh, so these two are like mystery shoppers that busted her.
You want to I'll sign the trespass card first?
I would love to. Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that a dude that I said looked like a hot chick? Oh my God. Hang on a minute. God damn it. Look at this. It's embarrassing, but I'll go back and own it if I said so. That's why they were sitting there watching her.
Can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Your authority, and that's not right. You abuse
That's
your
the guy
authority,
right
and that's not
there.
right. To use that. Still, no, I'm not. No.
That looks like a chick, though, to me. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that was a chick. I have my screen in a smaller screen. Let me go to the bigger one. I thought that looked like a chick, man. Oh, man. I'm not even drunk or anything. Maybe I should be. Or I'm going to start going hard on weed again. God damn. That's a dude. Jesus, man.
We want to get those receipts ringed up and make
Yes.
Maybe it is a woman. Maybe there's still some hope for me. Maybe you guys are actually wrong.
Hey guys.
Hi, dude.
How's it going?
Sorry, I didn't know your feature. How are you?
Good, good. You want to
Oh, that is a dude.
I'll sign the trespass card first.
I would love to. Yes.
Okay.
So just sign there.
I couldn't see that stuff from far away.
Perfect. Are you guys working on the video?
Yeah, I got. So
This person is so deceiving. I thought she had like glasses on too.
I'm getting all the actual like transactions or the stuff that she's selling. So she's all not on this right now.
Okay, so okay.
Let
me. Do you want me to send you a link, or do you want to email it?
Yeah.
No, actually, email. I'll send an email.
That's the case number for you. My email is there. If you can send the link for it, I'm gonna give it to. I got that.
And it happened to Carlos in Taiwan. Oh!
Two of these ready to go.
God damn it.
Those are
one from today.
or is it a recent one or?
That did look like a
most
chick.
recent one is gonna
It
be
really
this
did,
one
I
right here.
thought.
For today.
This one was last week, but getting the most recent.
We're getting you a receipt for today.
Yes, I'm working on it. Me and
Okay.
Beth working on it.
So let's work on the one for today, and what we have, and we'll go from there. Okay. So 69.11 you said, or 63.52.
Yeah,
63.52.
Wow, like stole $60 of stuff.
We're gonna walk out.
So what happened is probably she's been stealing 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here. And that adds up to like, you know, $1,080 or something like that. So and now she's cooked, and now they already pre-documented the evidence. But the stream isn't going the way that I wanted. I did like the woman getting away with it, but I wasn't really grooving tonight.
My sergeant's here now, so we can talk
That's a big woman.
to him about the search. But again, I'm not gonna put you in the back of my car with
Those are called water buffalo titties.
stuff in your pockets that I can
I
see.
don't have. It's my vape.
Well, you wouldn't even let us
Yeah, she's a smoker. Yeah, for sure.
grab it out. So
Why would?
She's probably a pothead who eats like an entire thing of like brownies with like frosting on them when she gets high. This is probably what she's going to the store for, is like to like eat like frosting.
Would you need to grab my vape
because
out?
we don't allow things to go in the back of our car.
But I can't even grab it.
Doesn't people can? I'm not saying you, but people can, and we can't trust that. That's our
But I'm
procedure.
not doing anything
That's our
wrong.
policy. Okay.
Well, I need a female officer.
We don't have a female officer.
Well,
You can talk to
then
you can
I
talk to
will.
our sergeant.
I will.
And that's why we called him out here to come talk to you. She's not allowing us to search her and keep.
I just want a female officer.
We've advised her we don't have a female search.
I don't need. I really don't. I can't have a male search me.
Look at her gut busting out of here and everything. That's a big leg. That's a big leg.
We don't have one available.
I need one. Get female.
And those are probably stretchy jeans and stuff too. This is a Yosemite buffalo.
Anything. I can't do that. Is there female security here?
Yeah, no, get the chick, the chick that looks like a dude. He can do it.
You don't get them involved. You're in our custody.
But I can't have a male search me.
No.
Well, we search females all the time.
But I'm not. It's not my. It's my right.
There might be a tuna buffet though later in jail.
I need a woman
Everything's being
to
recorded.
do that. That's fine. That's fine. You can record me. So you don't know why you kept
Well, I don't know
the
what you
need to
consider.
tell me that again.
We tell people to stay their way
But you've told me like 4 times now.
because you keep saying we're not allowed to search you, and so we're saying we're recording. Nothing's happening.
So what? But yeah, except were you recording when that officer like hurt me?
Yes, both of them. My camera was on.
Okay, using excessive force when I wasn't. It wasn't
So I did tell
necessary.
you stop resisting multiple
I wasn't
times, and you kept
resisting. You
pulling
told
away,
me to go against the wall.
and I told you to turn around and face the
And
wall,
you
and
told
you
me to go
wouldn't.
against the wall, and I did.
No, you didn't.
And then you grabbed me, and then he grabbed me 10 times harder.
So we're not gonna talk
He
about
grabbed
that.
me harder, and he.
She definitely didn't scale the Carter's Dome or whatever rock climbing. A rope can't like you need like an industrial strength like chairlift cable to pull that pig up.
Didn't need to.
Well,
Okay, we'll have to look into that part of it.
No, you won't. It hurt.
that wasn't me. You can talk to my sergeant about
But it
that.
hurt, and it was
I don't-
unnecessary.
So talk to my sergeant about it if you have concerns. That I can't do anything about that. I'm not.
He twisted my arm back further than he needed to, and he hurt me really bad. Even after I said to stop.
What was your reaction?
I have metal plates in my wrists, and then it just hurts.
Okay, I can review the body cameras and all that stuff, and I'll look into that. Okay. All right. As far as what is she's under arrest for?
She's under arrest for theft and
I
obstruction.
didn't steal anything. I paid for everything. I have receipts.
Have you recovered the custody or anything?
Yeah, we have it.
I paid for all
I paid for everything except the things I forgot.
What about the things that I paid for?
So, guys, here's another thing too. Just go to the checkout. I know going to the self-checkout is kind of easier, but go to the checkout where they do it. So therefore, you're not as like responsible for anything. Might be a way to get around this because maybe you did do something by mistake, or that stupid alarm goes off or something. You say, nope, their employee is responsible, not me. So just, if they effed up, that's their fault, not me. I'm not trying to steal anything. So try to do that. It gives someone else a job. I know they're kind of retarded and stuff, and it's easier just to check your own things out, but don't work for these corporations. You know what I mean? Like we're doing like free work for them. Ask for someone, hey, I want someone to check me out at here.
You have those back, or they'll reimburse you.
How? It was cash.
Okay, well, I will talk to them. We're not going to take the stuff you paid for, or they're going to rather give you money.
I paid for everything.
We're not going to keep talking about that.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna at least remove that from you, okay? And then we're gonna check, making sure that you don't have anything else. We can pretty much see that you don't, but we do see this right here.
Yeah, my baby.
A roll of fat.
Remove that.
There's my money in there as well.
Look at that gun.
Okay.
Look at that right there. Boom.
So I don't. That then take me
Look at that. It's busting out of the seams here.
to jail.
It's like a busted Pillsbury biscuit container.
And I'll get searched there.
Okay, so I just want you to clarify if there's any sort of contraband or anything on you, it can turn into a felony charge.
Okay.
You're fine with that. I just
I
want to
don't
clarify.
have. What does that mean?
Any controlled substances,
You have
lots of
anything that we need to be aware of, like because if you slip searching.
I'm not searching. I'm trying to pull up my pants. Don't touch me. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You're not the one.
No, you don't get to touch me.
Okay, you're not the one.
No, get the away from me. Don't touch me.
Relax a second.
No.
So, okay, lift that up in a second. You got so nothing through here?
No.
They're going to search a lot of rolls in there. She could be hiding all sorts of stuff in those flabs. Pancake mix, cottage cheese, I don't know, vanilla cream pie or something. I don't know what.
Oh, I was pulling up my pants.
All right.
So we saw something in your front left pocket that.
I have money. That's it. Dollars. That's it. Dollars.
Turn this way, face me for a second.
I have dollars.
There's dollars right in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Literally. Dollars.
Okay. We're gonna book her. Okay.
Yeah, I do that too, Carlos. Yeah.
God, can you not walk me around here?
Well, it's not so.
Because I didn't do anything.
So, like I told you, you're not being compliant with us, so that's why this is our
How
decision at
am
this
I
point.
not? Because I don't want you to touch me. I have a metal plate.
I get that. I can loosen this one a little bit. I need to see your hand over here. Can you push your legs that way a little bit? Thank you. I'll loosen this one, okay? Can you let go of your fingers while I loosen it? I don't want to hurt your hand more.
I feel like you tightened it.
I didn't. I loosened it and then clicked it a couple more.
But it hurts.
So, okay, well, they're loose. I can get 2 fingers in there. Look at.
No.
Okay. Face forward. You have to turn around now.
No, she's crying now.
I can't even sit.
Because you're so big. Look at that. She can't even sit forward.
So
95.7. Yes.
Why?
Because you have not been compliant and we can't complete our procedure. You want a female officer, so we're going to go get you a female
Why
officer.
wouldn't you just have them search me and send me home?
Because at this point we're past that.
Why?
So I'm not going to.
Because I wanted a female officer.
If she was compliant and played a little bit dumb, she might have been able to kind of walk away from this somewhat.
Search me? That's why?
That is not the only reason. You could also committed crimes.
I did not. I paid for that stuff.
Well, we have video evidence of you not.
The judge can't even see me.
Why?
It's Saturday.
Yeah, well, so you might see him on Monday. Or sometimes they come in on Sundays, I heard.
5 kids.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nug Nug strikes again.
Sometimes they come in on Sundays, I heard.
I have 5 kids. Oh my God. And she's stealing that small shit. I have 5 kids. Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. There's also a good chance there's a felony charge coming your way for all the theft because all the documented thefts we have.
Yeah, all the documented thefts we have against you. So they do kind of do entrapment to get you. You know, she's probably been doing this scam for a while, thinking she can just take stuff for free. And now she probably has like, you know, $1,100 of theft that's fully documented and everything's ready to go and you're cooked. It's not a miscommunication. They have you. You're got. You've been had.
Against you right now.
So are you arresting me on those right now?
Right now, as of this moment, I am just arresting you on my charges of you were obstructing and theft third. But I got to look into you at the jail. And if there's evidence of all the other stuff from the other officer already in the system, then I might be booking on a felony charge. It means there's an officer working a case against you right now. A case on you for all your thefts that you've been doing at Walmart. So just to clarify, the only thing in the front pocket so I can tell the jail's cash.
It's cash and I have Adderall, but I do have.
Hey, idiot. That's what they were talking about. If you have anything else on you. I have cash and I have Adderall, but I do have a prescription. Adderall ain't helping to cut that weight, sweetheart. Wow. See this? This is just... It's really actually just kind of shameful. We're in a big mess here.
Prescription. I really do. I didn't know how you could check because it's not in a book.
I just keep Adderall in my pocket. It's not in a bottle, but I just have it in my pocket in case I want to snort one or eat it. I think if you eat the Adderall, it's not the same as just taking it as a pill. Wow. Modern 304, 5 kids, probably 5 baby daddies, taking Adderall, stealing, Ben stealing. Now the kids are at home.
The vape can't go into the jail with you. So.
And she was probably getting child support from 5 different guys and still couldn't, you know, she still wanted to steal. She probably would steal for fun. And notice she was stealing on the phone. She was being on the phone when she left the store. So if like she could just kind of walk past the probably 97-year-old lady checking them out to make sure the receipt's there that they don't even know how to read. She's like, well, I'm on the phone. I got to go.
I'll impound at the police department. They can't go to the jail.
She has like $1 in her pocket.
Yeah, sure.
She's asking for a hit.
Can you kind of step out of there, just sit down on the side or something like that for now? Just so you're not blowing it all in my car.
This ain't her first time doing this. Look at this pig. Nothing looks worse than a fat woman smoking or vaping.
Okay, I'm gonna impound it. I can't.
Can I just have one more?
Okay, I'm pretty good, so. Okay, I'll impound at the police department if you want to come pick it up. The jail doesn't allow them inside. I don't know. I don't know.
Save it?
I'll be at the police department.
Yeah, probably Carlos. It's probably your little bastard kids.
Come pick it up. All right, we're gonna walk through the doors. Scared. They're nice in here. Okay, are you on the talk now if I read your rights again?
Doesn't this look like how she should look, too? She should be eating snatch in jail, putting glass in, people's food. This is kind of where she should be, really. Doesn't she just look like she just, should be there this way?
You want to talk
Orange is the new red.
about what we found in your pants and in your pocket?
Yeah, that's a big woman.
You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, can I slam my addy?
Do you understand each rights is right to you? Having these rights in mind, you wish to talk to me now.
Yeah.
The meth we found in your pants.
Oh, wait, the meth we found in your pants? It wasn't Adderall? Oh my God, hang on.
Do you understand each rights is right to you? Having these rights in mind, you wish to talk to me now. The meth we found in your pants. Remember what I told you about?
Uh-oh. They found meth in there. She messed up. Looks like all these charges are really adding up.
That?
How can you be this big? You're taking meth and 5 kids. 5 kids taking meth, stealing.
You're gonna tell us about it. It's a felony charge. Did you get?
She probably could have said, hey, you know, I have a small amount of drugs in my pocket. She might have been able to actually, if she complied with the cops, they may have not searched her and all there. Yeah, it was an Adderall Plus. Yeah. You know, it's the Adderall you can smoke, that one. It's not the Adderall XR, the extended release. It's the quick release, the quick hit Adderall. She probably like takes the Adderall somehow and like puts it into the vape juice somehow and hits it like that.
Meth not burning or
Wow.
somewhere else? Burlington. Okay. Do you willing to talk?
This could be from New Hampshire.
About it
I
if
mean,
can
Vermont.
a body camera so no one can ever hear about it? Yes. Okay. It's for your safety and
The suspect was charged with theft, 3rd degree, obstructing a law enforcement officer, and possession of a controlled substance. At the jail, the suspect admitted to having 4 Adderall pills in her pocket and that she had a prescription. However, she later couldn't prove she had a prescription. Adderall contains a combination of amphetamine and dextroamphetamine and is classified as a Schedule II controlled substance. At this time, the court case is still ongoing.
Wow. Yep, typical modern woman. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I worked too much yesterday, and I'm shot today. I'm catching a cold, so. But I think tomorrow I'll really go hardcore on talking about insurance. I think insurance is one of the biggest parasites to our country, us as individuals, to the economy, to small businesses, to your zoning boards, to having fun, to doing anything in life. You have insurance coming in to fuck it all up and be a parasite, basically. So thanks so much for being here, guys. I put out a whole bunch of, actually, I'll put that up now really quick. I put up a whole bunch of shorts today. Actually, I'll just share one of these shorts. Yeah, we'll end on this.
Don't let go. Whatever you do, don't let go.
I'll never let go, Donnie.
I'm flying, Don. I'm flying. Please, I need
Now
another
end on
trillion
this.
or so. Anything for you, BB.
We'll end on a high note. So yeah, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I'll start working on tomorrow's show tonight. Because some of these really good AI. Yeah, that's really good AI. Really good AI. some of these shows I'm just trying to like put time in on being on the live, but I think I can make a little bit better of a presentation on insurance. Insurance and property taxes, yeah, but insurance in particular, because insurance is an umbrella for so many things. So we'll work on that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it more like at 8 o'clock at night, because I'm really going to be hammering these lives. So thanks for being here. But remember to check out my just regular channel. I have tree work stuff, and other like little like shorts and shit like that are gonna kind of funny and everything. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night, and late happy Easter. Bye bye.